are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Weights have been lifted. Sprints have been run. Preparation for today's game is history. It's time to get it done. You're listening on MichiganSportsRadio.com.
And hello and welcome to game night. Welcome to Zeeland Stadium. Welcome to the Bird Bowl. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, CT. One of the most unique rivalries in all of West Michigan as they're finishing up their really, really unique Empowered event. We've got these two rivals that they don't just share a community, they share the same classes, they share the same school building throughout a lot of the day. This really is a unique rivalry, but there's some bad blood here.
Yeah, no, there definitely is. I mean, there's a lot of rivalries where the two teams know each other very well, but in this case, yeah, they're in a lot of the same classes. These kids, in a lot of cases, are friends in some instances, and that friendship gets put to the test on nights like this as it does just about every year. So another classic here coming tonight. Absolutely.
The other thing that's going to get put to the test is Zeeland East on the whole, a 2-1 team this year, but they're taking on a Zeeland West team. The first time we've had a chance to see them, this is as good of a team as there's been in West Michigan so far. Huge wins, including a dominating win over reigning Division II state champion Muskegon. This Coach G.O.T.W team is going to be incredibly difficult to deal with tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely. This Zeeland West team looked like one of the best teams not only in the area but in the state of Michigan early on in the season. But in this type of game, you can always kind of throw it out the window. You never know what to expect. But the Zeeland West team looking very good early on.
Absolutely. We've got a ton to get to. Don't go anywhere. We're going to quick step aside on our Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show. When we come back, we've got the legend, an interview with Zeeland West head coach John G.O.T.W.
It's the final game, folks. This one wins the series.
Struck out with the cheap seats. Important things aren't worth compromising. At Farmers, we offer both quality insurance and great savings. Here, take mine.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you.
Was founded based on the belief that the interests of our clients must always come first.
We listen and understand your objectives before making a recommendation.
We customize the portfolio of investments to fit your goals.
It is our commitment to provide a strong line of communication.
Our services include family wealth management, saving for retirement, and estate planning and trust services.
Getting started is as easy as picking up the phone. After all, when everything is said and done, isn't it about time?
And welcome back, everyone, to game night as we continue to get ready for our West Shore game of the week in this one. And very excited for a really special guest and one of the greatest coaches in the history of the state of Michigan. It is John G.O.T.W joining the program now from Zeeland West. Coach G.O.T.W, how are you doing today? And thank you for your time this morning.
I'm good, Nate.
That's great. And you guys have got a team that really has been impressive through the first few weeks of this season. I mean, winning by over 19 points per game, some impressive wins. I mean, just tell us kind of from that surface level view about this team starting the season, how things are going in the locker room, how things are rolling, because you guys have looked like one of the most impressive teams in West Michigan.
Yeah, it's been a good start. I mean, the level of competition is really high, playing Muskegon and then West Ottawa and then a very good Whitehall team. Pleased with how the kids have played. really feel like we've defended the run in particular extremely well, and have been able to move the ball on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've certainly seen that. I mean, the Muskegon win right off the bat certainly proves a lot. We'll focus on this Zeeland East game in a second. I want to kind of look big picture. So we at Game Night, we do a lot of Granville, Unity Christian, other T teams. When you talk to coaches like Eric Stiegel, you certainly are one of the guys that's viewed as, kind of the quote-unquote godfather of the T offense and a guy that a lot of people look to for expertise on running the offense. But I want to take a step back and kind of, for people that maybe aren't aware of, kind of where did you first learn the offense from? When did you decide to implement the offense? I mean, you've made a decade's run of it, but where did your, kind of original infatuation and learning of the T offense come from?
We started running it in 1994.
Okay.
We had, in 93, we ended up 10-1. We lost to Belding under Irv Sigler in the regional championship game. We had guys in one system, but didn't really have the players to run the system. This is at Orchard View High School, to run the system that we were in, and we looked at what Belding ran and felt like it could be really good for us. So we kind of adopted that in 94, and then kind of step by step took it from there.
Yeah, and you kind of talk about that development. So if a listener out there is used to watching like the Granville version of the offense, or like the up-tempo Craig Tibby Unity Christian kind of version, like where do you think like there are some kind of key differences in your offense, maybe in what people look for versus some of the other T offenses? Because I know even though it looks the same formation and people think it's the same offense, there's certainly a lot of like little different keys in there.
Well, everybody runs it a little bit differently, and again, over the years, we've evolved a lot. People defend it extremely well, much more so than when we started. We always kind of joked that when we started, we ran 5 plays with no tag words. Now we run about 10 plays with about 4 tag words each, because people make you do that. I think everybody that runs it has some of that. Craig at Unity is very schemy. They do a great job trying to find the key to unlocking the door, and then when they get it, they go. Eric's a little more power-oriented. I think we would be kind of that way, maybe a little more quarterback-oriented for us sometimes. But again, everybody has just a little different version.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. It's a fascinating offense. As I said, we've primarily covered Granville at Game Night for the last several years, so it's been really fascinating to get to learn more and more about the intricacies of an offense that from the outside people see it and they're like, it's one formation and one base idea, but there's so much certainly that goes into it. Let's kind of transition now into this game. It's Zeeland East, it's Zeeland West, and you guys have an incredibly difficult schedule this year. The OK Gold might be among, if not the best conference in West Michigan, top to bottom, and it starts right away with this rivalry game. I guess, top down, a 2-1 Zeeland East team. Talk about the emotion of the team, the energy in this game with a rivalry game, and a little bit different rivalry game because these kids are all so close to each other, throughout the day and coming up in the same communities and the same schools.
Yeah, it's a unique, it's a unique setup because, some of our kids, they'll be in the same class together, during the day. And so it's a very unique setup. For us, we look at it, it's another important game for us. Like you said, the OK Gold is really good right now. And you add that to, we played in our 3 non-league games so far, and in our 4 non-league games, we played 3 teams that won at least 10 games last year. So we have a lot of demands on our schedule. So for us, it is a 1 week at a time thing. And, and obviously this is a big week for us, but not something we spent a lot of time on before this week simply because of the demands of what we had.
Yeah, absolutely. In Zeeland East, you talked about how well your team has stopped the run so far. You mentioned that. Zeeland East is a team, for Coach Woodruff, they're out of the shotgun, but typically they're willing to go with, a couple of tight ends or a tight end and a fullback out there looking to really run the ball. with Eli Walcott. So looking on your defensive side of the field, what are some of the keys and some of the things you're looking at in what certainly is going to likely be a little bit of a powerful look from Zeeland East? They can throw off of it too, of course, but a team that wants to kind of match some of your power.
Well, he's first of all, he's a really good back. He's kind of a slasher style runner, and he gets in and out of things very quickly, runs with a lot of power. And we're going to have to contend with that. I think the big thing is going to be to get off the ball up front and get off blocks, and then good run fits at backer for us.
Yeah, and on the other side of the ball, I think the Zeeland East coaching staff, when we've seen it through the first couple weeks of the year, they've talked a lot about they like their linebacker group in particular, and what they can do with that group, of course, kind of lining up against the T. And I know you guys are potentially dealing with a couple injuries as well coming into this contest. But what are some of the things you're looking at on the offensive side of the ball, trying to keep that momentum going from the Whitehall game against a team that knows you well now and has some players that can certainly do some things against the T?
Their linebackers are really good, and the big thing for us is going to be to get off the ball, get some movement up front, be consistent, don't make mistakes, and keep the ball moving. The one thing that's true is if it is a power game for us, it's about making first downs, and we'll use 4 downs to get that if we need it.
All right, sounds good. Cannot wait to see it. Always an exciting game at Zeeland, and it's going to be a great one in this year's version of the Bird Bowl, Zeeland East and Zeeland West. Head coach John G.O.T.W for the Zeeland West Ducks, one of the greatest in the history of the state of Michigan, and a Hall of Famer. Coach, thank you again for your time this morning. Good luck this weekend, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks, Nate.
All right. Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Grandville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com.
Jets has been making the best Detroit-style pizza on the planet for over 40 years because we've always been committed to quality, like hand-pressed dough, fresh mozzarella, and sauce made from Mama Jet's secret family recipe, all baked to perfection for the thickest golden crunch. So go ahead, build your own Detroit-style pizza or order one of our specialties like the all-meaty or Jet 10. Jets, better because it has to be.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
To everyone making time for life's best moments, let us celebrate with you.
In Wisconsin, we love celebrating together.
Big days or any other day.
So much.
From hot and juicy to ooey gooey.
To oh my word.
Oh my word.
Cougars!
Serving you a handcrafted meal that makes
Today a little bit more special. That's what fills us up inside.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
Hey sports fans, my name is Ava, and I go to Cityside Middle School, which is just a couple doors down from Coldwell Banker, where my mom, Angela Reed, works. She has been a top-ranked realtor for several years and loves to help people. If you are looking to buy or sell a home in West Michigan, be sure to call my mom, Angela Reed, at 231-730-2274. That is Angela Reed at 231 730-2274. Have a great day.
Ruff, he'll turn, give, Terry, busting into the open field, there he goes, Jaden Terry Granville with an answer, and another Bulldog lead. Give the Scurry's fake, Biss in the backfield, evading a man, throws out of a tackle, incomplete. Zeros across the scoreboard. Harper Woods have won the state championship, their first in school history, in unbelievable, thrilling fashion. Fake handoff, Guy up the middle, big hole, bursting over the 40 to the 45-50, angling right at the 40, 35-30, racing to the 25, 20, outside the numbers, 10, 5, touchdown, Muskegon, Mackay Guy, 80 yards to the house. And welcome to game night on Michigan Sports Radio. It's the Bird Bowl, Zeeland East and Zeeland West here from Zeeland Stadium. Our first edition of the MGN West Shore Game of the Week here of the season. And as I mentioned, it's a good one. It's a unique rivalry game for certain. As we talked about off the top, Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, and CT as we have a look out at Zeeland Stadium right now. And we'll then welcome you inside Zeeland Stadium. A packed press box, of course, a huge night here. But the first main talking point, one that we knew was potentially there throughout this week, Trey Sloothaak, the standout two-way player. He's been one of the best players in West Michigan, period, on either side of the football for Zeeland West so far this season. He suffered injury last week against Whitehall, missed the second half of that game. He is out. So Drew Albrecht, the sophomore, will be stepping in his place on the offensive side of the ball under center. But the first storyline we've been watching all week, we start off our Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency pregame show with that news. What impact do you think that may have? It's obviously a big one regardless when you have a player like Trey out.
Yeah, no doubt. Anytime going to be some significance there when you're missing your starting quarterback. I think the benefit for this Ducks is their offense not relied as heavily upon the quarterback to make a lot of throws down the field. However, the T very intricate as far as the timing and the handoff. So I have to imagine Coach John Chilito has his team prepared and has his backup quarterback, Drew Albrecht, ready and has been getting some reps all week long, as you mentioned. Trey Sloothaak missing time last week, so they're prepared to get him some reps during practice, but no doubt can affect a lot of things in that backfield when you've got some new hands back there handing the football off.
All right, with that, let's roll straight in to our Chandler's Chalkboard segment and the keys to the game that we're looking for in this one, CT. We start with West. We start with the pressure cooker. That's a little bit bird-related in the Bird Bowl, but this is a Zeeland West team that they have some elite talent that is able to come off the edge. A guy like Marshall Johnson, Brody Moss, Brody Smyers as well. These are guys that really can create a ton of pressure, especially coming off the edge. Coming off the entire front line, yes, but especially off the edge. On the other side, Zeeland East, a team that wants to run the football primarily, especially with their standout running back, Eli Walcott. And they normally want to do it with a tight end and an H-back, with two tight ends, with a couple of lead blockers. So they might be uniquely built to be able to handle some of that edge pressure, but still, I mean, Zeeland West shut down the Muskegon run game. They've shut down a couple run games so far on the year. That's going to be the first thing to watch is can Zeeland East deal with that great penetration off the front line, but especially the edge that Coach Chilito's team brings.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see that specific battle. And when you've got a strength-on-strength like that, the Zeeland West team got a lot of size and power along that defensive line to really shut down opposing run games and keep them to short yardages and gains. But the Zeeland East offense and the formations that they run get some extra big bodies, as you mentioned, in that tight end position along the line to where they can help protect their quarterback. Zeeland East has only given up one sack on the season thus far through 3 games. Pretty impressive, but they'll be put to the test here against the Ducks tonight.
Yeah, this Zeeland East team, we talked about it on our Behind the Call podcast this week. The potential idea to reverse their attack a little bit. This is a team that, obviously, with the way they set up out of the shotgun, but with multiple tight ends, with a terrific running back, with a terrific running quarterback, and Will Drenk as well, they are certainly looking for Coach Woodruff to run the ball first, second, and third if they can. This is a team that averages nearly 230 yards per game on the ground. However, this is a defensive unit on the other side for Zeeland West that is as good as it gets at stopping the run. Maybe reversing that. Maybe going to the air first. Maybe opening up with an extra wide receiver than what we're used to seeing out of the Zeeland East attack. could be something that they go to if they aren't able to get that push they want up front.
Yeah, we know they want to run the football, and I'm sure they'll get to that at some point. I think it'll be a decision up to the coaching staff as far as if they want to open things up and show that they can throw the football a little bit. You can get that Ducks defense thinking pass a little bit more versus if you kind of get into that predictability of running the football early in some of those power sets. You know this Ducks defense is prepared to stop the run, so if you're running right into it, might not have a lot of ground. So if you can kind of open up that passing game early on, maybe the run game opens up along with it.
Yeah, one last point as we continue to wait for each team to find their way onto the field. Zeeland East is starting to find their way onto what is normally their home field, playing the road of visitors this evening here at Zeeland Stadium. But let's expand on that idea of the passing attack. Let's talk about the birds of flight in this one. Of course, there's going to have to be some balance out of a team in Zeeland East that is more built to be balanced with more of a power spread type offense. But Zeeland West, the question is, what does it look like without Trey Sloothaak? But this is a team that has not been afraid to throw the football, and when they have thrown the football, it has been very deadly. This is one of those power T offenses that seems to have the most success of any when they do throw the ball. An X factor in this game is we're talking about the run game, talking about the run game a little bit more. That pass game for both teams could really blow this game wide open.
Yeah, each team going to have to kind of pick their time and place for when they want to throw the football. And as you mentioned, the Ducks have done that for years and years where they're going to run the ball a high percentage of the time. But the second you start creeping up to the line a little bit too much and cheating the run game, they can throw it over the top, and they've got some big bodies. And I think Zeeland East, we kind of just talked about it, has the potential to do the exact same thing. So both these teams going to be trying to pick the time and place to use that pass game to try to burn the opposing defense.
The Ducks join the rivals from across the hallway, from across the school building on the field. A 3-0 and a true state championship contender for head coach John G.O.T.W, the legend this year. And Coach Woodruff looking to build this program back 2-1. Just a heartbreaking loss they had a couple weeks ago to Flushing, the only blemish on their schedule. So they've looked very good this year. They have not won this game. Zeeland East has not since the 2018 season, and they've also really struggled on the defensive side of the ball in the hole since then as well. So that's where it's going to start. Can they find a way to stop this T offense for the first time in half a decade?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a challenge, and it has been a challenge for them for years. Haven't given up less than 34 points since those 2018 matchups where they were able to bet the best the Ducks. And so it'll be a challenge for them, I think, on that side of the football to try to get off the field, limit the amount of points Zeeland West is able to score.
All right, national anthem on deck. We'll take a step aside. Be right back. You've been listening to the Bennett Center Farmers and
The 76 Diner and Truck Stop would like to invite you and your families to come and check out their diner. With locations in both Byron Center and Coopersville, they're a great place to stop before or after the game. They have a wide variety of menu choices to feed all the kids. They serve breakfast hot all day, and they're able to accommodate all of your large group needs. Their full menu is available for takeout orders, and they have online ordering at 76truckstopdiner.com.
Founded in 1969, J&H Family Stores has grown from a single tank truck to over 50 convenience store locations in West Michigan. Our locations offer a variety of fuel options ranging from Exxon, Mobil, Marathon, and Citgo. At many of our stores, you'll also be pleased to find a Tim Hortons or Subway. Find the location near you by visiting myjhfamilystores.com. There's one in your neighborhood.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go to youarehired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your hands.
All right, we are just about ready to go here on Michigan Sports Radio. The following companies are hiring in your area: Industrial Innovations, ProStamp, and Enterprise Tool and Die. To see all the companies that are hiring, check out the standings page on MichiganSportsRadio.com, brought to you by Precision Metal Forming Association. And also check out the Family Fair Tailgate Special. It's all natural boneless New York strip for only $7.99 a pound this week. Visit shopfamilyfair.com for all of the specials. All right, CT, we are getting ready for the captains to come out, toss it, and get it ready to go in this one. Talk about the importance of the start of this ball game for Zeeland East in particular. We talked about how they might have to work the game backward, but if they're able to come out, Zeeland East, and get a bit of a push offensively to begin with, especially with Sloothaak out on the other side, that certainly could open up a little bit of a nervousness for Zeeland West to begin this ballgame. A Zeeland West team that did give up 43 points a week ago to Whitehall, so the offense, while it has been mostly unfailable, has had a couple of lapses last week in particular.
Yeah, no doubt. I think East definitely has a couple reasons to be optimistic in what they could potentially do here tonight. And as you mentioned, the ability to maybe score some points against this Ducks defense if they can get the run and pass game, get that balance. And also on the defensive side for the Chicks, have not allowed any points in the first quarter. If they can continue their strong defensive play early on and keep the Ducks off the board, steal a couple possessions will be big for the East team the rest of the way.
All right, Zeeland West won the toss. They elected to defer their option to the second half, so we will see the Ducks defense get the first chance. We'll get to see that battle we just talked about with the Chicks offense begin this ball game. Of course, Zeeland East and the traveling whites tonight, the home greens for Zeeland West, as these two teams that, of course, normally share, or they do share a stadium, they share a school, they share a community, they share a lot, but only one is going to be able to be victorious at the end of the evening here tonight. Lucas Smith, the senior, has got it teed up, couple of deep men back to bring this one on for the Chicks. It'll be Jack Campice, the junior running back and defensive back. That'll be the deep man inside his own 5-yard line to bring this one back. Smith sends it away, and on a low driver, Campice will take it up around the 10-yard line, and here we go. He's got it to nearly the 30. And a good opening field position for Will Drenk and this Zeeland East Chicks offense. An offense that CT put up 68 points against Alpena a week ago. So they certainly have shown their ability to go out and score points in the early part of this season.
Hoping to keep that momentum going after a big output last week. Really got things figured out. Had a big game on the ground. Hoping to carry that over into week 4.
They will open out of their base set. Shotgun, power spread, but they will open with 3 wide receivers. So a team that oftentimes likes to go with H-backs and spread looks will give to their leading tailback, Eli Walcott, who averages over 7.5 yards per carry. He'll bowl his way over the 35 to the 36-yard line for a gain of 5 on first down, but a very different look. We're used to seeing a tight end, an H-back, 2 wide receivers. How about 3 receivers and split backs along with Drenk in the backfield? So a very different look at the Chicks, kind of reminiscent of what they used to run under their old coaching staff a few years ago, last time they won this game.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think we'll see more of that as this game goes along. A couple weapons in the backfield and the split back out of the shotgun there, and a nice run on first down. Step the Chicks off and start their drive.
After a gain of 5, it once again will be a 3-wide set. And again, Eli Walcott, the starring running back, the senior, will lead things as Drenk throws into the flat. Kobe Miller, the sophomore, will break it up over the 40-yard line, 1 yard short of the first down. Good work tracking him down in the secondary by Jake Lencioni. And Lencioni, one of the guys that's going to have to step into a bigger role tonight with the injury to Trey Sloothaak, who we talk about him as a quarterback on this team. By the way, it will be first down yardage right to the 41-yard line, but we talk about, of course, Sloothaak as a quarterback, but he had an interception against Whitehall. He's probably more known. He was an all-state safety last year, so it's honestly just as big or bigger of a loss on this side of the football. Drenk and company goes back to work as we tick under 10:45 to go. 3 wide set again. And this will be Eli Walcott over the left side as he lowers the head and stays on his feet for another first down churner. Good start for Zeeland East. They're getting that push up front right now.
Yeah, they are. A couple yards before any contact there once again for Walcott, and he's able to bounce that one outside, spin off of 1 tackle, and pick up another first down.
Right to midfield, and a fresh set of downs for Drenk and the Chicks. An offense that averages 41 points per game on this season. Boonstra to the near side along with Kobe Miller, the wideouts you see there. Off the fake, hauled in by the senior Will Versteeg, who's got about 5 yards on the quick turnaround grab. Versteeg played guard in the backcourt along with Drenk last year for the Zeeland East basketball team. And a good little in-rhythm throw right here. So we go under 9:55 to go off that grab. And gain of 5 on first down. So down to 2nd and 5, up to the 45-yard line. And again, a 3-wide set. So the Chicks are doing exactly what we talked about in the pregame show. Maybe spread things out. We've seen a couple of those quick hitters in the pass game as well. This is Walcott able to find his way around Marshall Johnson and nearly pick up the first down right there. Is, again, going around the edge. There's some room to run right now for Walcott. Not necessarily right up the gut and slithering outside of that first run, but getting sideline to sideline both with the run game and with the quick-hitting pass game working early for Zeeland East. A 3rd and 3 here.
With those receivers out there spread wide, a little bit more room, less defenders in the box, allows Walcott to stretch that run out a little bit, very similar to the first down run he just had. I have to imagine they're going to continue to use that play call.
3 minutes gone, and again, the 3-wide set here. Tight end off the right side of the line, Bennett Bing, the junior. Drenk off the quick fake, and that one hauled in for another first down mover. Again, Will Versteeg on the grab. That time it was Jack Campice in the backfield. Campice a little bit bigger back, maybe a little bit more of a blocker as well in passing situations, but another in-rhythm throw, kind of that RPO fake handoff look into the quick hitter to Will Versteeg to move the chains for the Chicks.
They're using a really nice balance. It just very quick throws, 5-yard routes, little curls on the outside, in rhythm, 8 quarterbacks able to drop back, deliver the ball right on the body.
Hendricks along with Skaggs are the safeties. Eli Walcott has gotten over the 40, and he'll lower his head before Skaggs is able to settle that play down. Gain of 3 on first down for Walcott again, who has been one of the best running backs in West Michigan, period. As I said at the open, he's averaging nearly 8 yards per carry. He had 191 yards rushing week 2. He had 162 yards rushing last week. He has 7 touchdowns on the year as well. He has been among, if not the top featured running back in West Michigan to begin this year. Eli Walcott, the senior, who has looked very, very good. He's looked very good early as well. A 2nd and 7 here for the Chicks, who operate up to the 36-yard lines. They continue to grind their way down the field with a balanced drive. It's Drenk off the shoulder fake. He's going deep, looking for Boonstra, and it's overthrown to the 5-yard line. Coverage there from Skaggs. They take their first deep shot of the ball game, and now will be 3rd and 7 here. So Coach Woodruff is going to have a little bit smaller playbook to work with. This is for the first time to get behind the chains on this drive.
Electing to take the shot right there, and they've been setting it up. The outside receiver runs that curl route that they've hit multiple times, and then the slot receiver running the go off from that, and they had it. Just an overthrow from Drenk there. Boonstra had space as he was working his way towards the sideline, but an overthrow.
A 4-wide set, and they'll balance it to either side right here. So the first 4-wide look of the ball game. Walcott to the left hip with 7:47. Drenk, quick hitter, in and out of the hands of Kobe Miller as he got absolutely laid out by the sophomore Brandon Holman. Big hit, 4th and 7. Drenk to the sideline. The Chicks will go for it here, kind of in no man's land, but Brandon Holman, younger brother of Parker, a name that we know very well over the last couple years from Zeeland West football, lays some lumber right there to lead to a 4th and long.
Perfectly timed up by Holman in the secondary right there. Would have been a gain of 4 or 5 yards, would have made this a much more convertible 4th down, but the hit delivered just as the ball got there, forced the incompletion, and now puts the Chicks in a medium distance here, a little harder to convert.
They again will spread the field on 4th and 7. Driven up to the Ducks' 36-yard line. Drenk, with all the pressure in his face, drops on the screen to Coulter Rotman, and he has got enough to move the chains. They set up the screen as the blitz was coming from Coach G.O.T.W's defense. Terrific play call and a chain mover on 4th and 7 for the Chicks.
A bit of a risky play call right there, running the wide receiver mid-screen. Pressure from the Ducks, rather, getting into the backfield, and then just able to slip the tackle and fall forward. Barely got enough for the first down. Nice open field tackle there, but able to just pick up the first down.
Up to the West 28 here with 7:15 and less to go. Stayhauer will find his way out as he'll be back to the 3-wide set for Drenk and company. From the gun, the sophomore giving to Walcott, put his foot in the ground, but is unable to fully get that corner turn. Mason Myers, the junior, one of the first in to help make the stuffing tackle. 6:55 and less to go. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard there for Eli Walcott. One of the first times that Zeeland West was able to win defensively against the run game.
Yeah, you can see they're just able to get a lot more movement along the defensive line from the Ducks. Able to shut that run game down right away. Walcott never able to get open space.
A grinding drive continuing here for Drenk and company. Once again, Zeeland East will spread the field. Drenk, the quick hitter, he's with some space. Got Versteeg sidestepping across the field, 2 yards short of the first down marker. So Zeeland East, we, on our Chandler's Chalkboard segments, we don't always nail it, but in this game we completely did. A team that normally looks to run first with a couple of tight ends on the field, spreading the field 4 wide. Quick-hitting pass game, outside run game right now against the normal bread and butter of this Chicks offense, but they've got it up to 3rd and 3. They've got it up to the outside of the red zone, and they're moving the ball against maybe the top defensive unit in all of West Michigan right now. A great start for Coach Woodruff's team as they've got a couple of backs once again working alongside the hip of Will Drenk. Fumble on the handoff, and it is going to be regathered by Eli Walcott, but a sloppy exchange on 3rd down will turn this into about 4th and 7, I should say. Drenk in the offense will stay out there, it appears, but big mistake right there as it goes back to the 25-yard line in a 4th and 7. The kind of drive-killing mistake that you cannot make against the Zeeland West defense.
Yeah, for sure, for as well as they've been moving the football. One that could hurt them right there, and it looked like just a miscommunication between Drenk and Walcott as far as that was going to be a handoff or more of an RPO look. Neither one taking the football and ended up on the turf.
Bing, the junior H, off the right side, back in. On the roll, it's Drenk. Dumping for Bing, and the tight end is cut up short of the marker. Good tackle made by the ranging safety, Will Skaggs. Turnover on down. Zeeland West will take it with 4:57. What a drive that was out of Zeeland East as their offense was able to move the ball more effectively than I think a lot of would have expected, but in the end, the Zeeland West defense coming to play at the end. New for 2024, Michigan Sports Radio has live coverage of Calvin University's inaugural football season. Catch the action tomorrow when the Knights travel to Anderson. Tune into the game starting at 1:15 on MichiganSportsRadio.com. John Shillitoe, he talked to us on our podcast and our pregame interview from the mid-90s at Orchard View. Started running the power T offense as well as anybody, and they begin with a grinding handoff right here to open up the ball game to Jonah Leslie, the junior, who will get the first touch of the ball game, along with the sophomore Drew Albrecht, who will start at quarterback. The main unit you can expect in the backfield, Isaac Vanderswag, Keaton Hendrickson, Brody Moss, the offensive unit that has been so dominant so far this season for the Ducks. Moss right now is the one subbed out for Leslie on the right side of the unit. Defense crowding in with a couple of high safeties. Albrecht on the turn to Vanderswag, and the senior will ride some blockers, but doesn't have very far to go. Only a gain of 1 more, and a 3rd down and 6 right here for the Ducks. Good work by the Chicks defense, which is led by an unbelievable linebacking crew. Chandler, we see a lot of the Granville T. If you have a good linebacking crew, you're going to be in good position to make some stops.
Yeah, no doubt one of the keys in stopping this T offense, you need really strong play from your linebackers, able to read what the offense is doing and quickly react to it, fill those run gaps, and then able to do so on 1st and 2nd down.
A look here at the offense. Trey Sloothaak listed as a starter. Of course, he is out this evening for Zeeland West. Albrecht to work. It'll be a 3rd and 5 on the mark. The give to Vanderswag, and he'll lower his head for the first down and then some. 6'2", 200 pounds, Isaac Vanderswag, as powerful as it gets as a T running back, and a chain mover right there for Zeeland West. That certainly is something nice to have for Coach Shillitoe, a back like Vanderswag there.
Yeah, definitely. We can hand the football to him and have to break a tackle at that 2nd level, picks up the first down, had to run through tackle from one of the linebackers we just talked about, but able to pick up the first down of the game for the Ducks.
Up to their own 39-yard line, 3:20 and less to go. Both teams are just going to get 1 possession out of this first quarter. A grinding start. Albrecht, the sophomore, again, he is in for Sloothaak tonight. The give to Hendricks is going nowhere. The quick fullback trap play was well read. Hendricks, a dominant speed fullback, 160-plus rushing yards in week 2 and 3 for Hendricks, who Again, we've seen some quick fullbacks over the years running this offense, the Unity Christian offense, the Grandville offense. Hendricks is a really special guy as that quick-hitting fullback right there, the trap play, the bread and butter of the fullback element of the offense, well read.
Yeah, for sure. Adds a speed element from that fullback position. Can hit the home run, so to speak, at just about any point. But right there, the Chicks' interior defensive line able to wrap them up pretty early.
2:35 and less to go. Back to a 2nd and 10. Albrecht. The sophomore, they scored 22 points against Whitehall with him at the controls of the offense last week. Some room to go for Jonah Leslie. He'll lower his head right up around the marker, and I believe that will be a chain mover as well. A couple of really powerful runners in Leslie and Vanderswag, both in on the wings of the speed back Hendricks right now. It'll be a 3rd and 1, marked a yard short to the 48-yard line right here.
Really nice cut from Leslie in the backfield there. Sees where the defense is going, kind of on that stretch run that way. All it takes is one move to cut it back and found some room. Makes this a 3rd and short.
Cameron Jarowski on the stop, one of those 2 high safeties that Zeeland East will use with, again, a defensive week that is completely different than anything else you see throughout the season. 3rd and 1, Albrecht turn, quick give. This is Hendricks. He'll have enough shoving ahead for the first down up near to the 45-yard line. The quick-hitting trap play not there in terms of room to run, but lowering the head. Hendricks is able to grind a first down. We're under a minute and a half already by the time this one's going to be snapped.
And both teams, long opening drives, just getting small chunks of yardage, but keeping the chains moving. There Hendricks able to keep the feet churning, cut it back right up the middle of that defense, and fight forward.
46-yard line for the home-standing, somewhat, Ducks in this one here in the Bird Bowl 2024. Good drive for Zeeland East, eventually all the way down to the red zone. Wound up ending in a turnover on downs. Delayed give here to Leslie, who is swamped in the backfield. Good busting tackle made there by Quincy Tomei, who just busted on through into the middle of that play. And once again, loss of the yard, and on first down, Zeeland West losing on first down again.
Yeah, very rare to see from the Ducks offense, but right there, good discipline from the Chicks. Recognizing that slow developing run, a couple fakes in there, not falling for it, staying home, and then eventually able to wrap up the ball carrier.
The sophomore will break it again. Same look right here. A loaded up front line for Zeeland East defensively. They're going to stick with a couple of high safeties as a part of the defensive unit right here. 2nd and 11. This is Vanderswag again. He's got room to go. Isaac Vanderswag busting in the open at the 20. One man to beat. Tracked down inside the 10-yard line. First time in this game before Kobe Miller makes the tackle. A Duck runner has got some room to go. 20 seconds and less in the first quarter, and Vanderswag busting it open a little bit.
They've been trying to wear down that Chicks defensive line. Couple short runs. They've been moving the chains. That's the first big hitter right there. Vanderswag able to stretch that one off the right side and get a big gain down inside the 10.
That also is going to be the end of the first quarter. Both teams didn't even get a full drive in. A grinding start to this one. No score after one. We're going to step aside, be right back from Zeeland Stadium and the Bird Bowl.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple, to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Mosquitoes outnumber humans by like 1,000,000 to 1. So who are you giving your blood to? The humans or the mosquitoes? It's us versus them. And I think they're winning. So donate blood with Versity Blood Center of Michigan today.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Welcome back to Zeeland Stadium. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. Game night on Michigan Sports Radio. No score after one, but Zeeland West knocking on the door. They were able to come up with a stop deep in their own territory. The Ducks were on the first drive of the ball game, and now off that last big run from Isaac Vanderswag have put themselves in position to strike first. Albrecht will go to work. Once again, it's Leslie along with Vanderswag and Hendricks, the opening unit at tailback here. Albrecht will turn, and this is Moss actually into the ball game now. So Moss will actually check in for Vanderswag to start off. Vanderswag now back into the ball game, so a little bit of a changing unit right now at running back beyond what we kind of expected to see a bit out of the Ducks as well. The tight ends, Brody Smyers, Jacob McLaren, they've been the same from the start. It'll be a 2nd and goal up to the 5-yard line now here. Albrecht. A give on to Leslie with room into the end zone. Touchdown, Zeeland West. The junior standing up into the end zone will strike first for the Ducks. 6-0, 11:25 to go in this first half.
Long drive from the Ducks on their first possession of the game. Able to work their way down. For the most part, just had that one chunk run. But just continuing to go to that run game. Eventually, Leslie able to work his way into the end zone from 5 yards out.
Ducks will go for 2 right here, as they always do. A true state championship threat, given a little bit of a shot early in this one with how good that Zeeland East offense looked. And then they're able to grind their way down the field. Albrecht, the sophomore, filling in for the standout senior Sloothaak. Leslie again lowered the head, kept it churning, but the pile will win out. Leslie held short. 2-point conversion held nicely by that front line, Tomey and company. And it'll be 6-0, 11:25 to go. We're going to step aside, be right back here from Zeeland again.
Having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com and schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
There's something for everyone on Pizza Ranch's legendary buffet. Our pizza buffet features hot, cheesy goodness, slice after slice after slice. Try our signature pizzas or request your favorite combination with our Buffet Your Way option, and you'll get the first piece. With endless possibilities, you're sure to find your ranch favorites. Everyone will agree that cactus bread is the perfect dessert to end your meal. For legendary food that everyone loves, there's so much to love at Pizza Ranch.
Welcome back, Zeeland Stadium, as the Ducks will send it away and get us underway after they found their way into the end zone with Jonah Leslie for the first time in this ballgame. 6-0. Chandler, the Chicks offense moved the ball pretty effectively the first time. It was a fumble that they were able to recover, but really set back a drive that kind of cost them on that last drive. But great movement, balanced offense, quick hitters, RPO game along with a run game to the outside, especially with Eli Walcott, able to move the ball as well as just about anyone has on the Zeeland West defense.
Yeah, definitely. And positives that were able to find some room to move the football down the field, found the balance in the pass and run game. The negatives, unable to capitalize on it. Now find yourselves down a score.
Again, Drenick and Walcott will open as the unit from the gun. And the sophomore with a quick hitter is able to find a diving Wilver Stegg, his favorite target. Two guys who hook up a lot in the basketball season as well in the backcourt, but a quick hitter for 2 or 3 yards on first down. It'll be 2 yards and a 2nd and 8 right there. As again, it's that kind of delayed RPO look into the quick hitter on, typically little bubble screens and out routes. It will be a 2nd and 7 now, as soon as I said that official mark to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, I think as long as they can continue to see those corners play off a little bit, they're going to take that short yardage throw to the outside if they continue to give it to them.
Walcott evading Johnson and getting some speed over the 40-yard line before a late leveling blow out of bounds is leveled by Hendricks, and some penalty markers will fly as well. It looks like they're going to tack on some yardage to the end of this as well, but that was a dangerous little run right there from Walcott, showing what he can do, as it looked like that was a kind of cut-up play in the backfield, put that foot in the ground and the quick burst of speed to move the chains and probably get a bit more out of it as well.
Yeah, it ended up looking like a counter run. I don't think it was supposed to be, but as Walcott was looking to the left, saw the edge rusher from that side right in his face, cut it to the right side. We'll see a couple different flags down here and a long discussion. Thought originally it might be a hold thrown from the back judge, but I think the officials discussing if there was something at the end of the play that would maybe offset these.
There's a good chance. Like I said, Hendricks did throw that hit late, but also that first penalty marker in the position of where a hold would have been in the backfield, possibly to break Walcott free. Let's see what it is. Good call, it's both. So the holding penalty as well as the dead ball penalty on the unnecessary roughness against Hendricks is called. So 10:40 to go. We'll get this sorted out right here. But that run will be negated off of the holding penalty anyway, and then we'll get marched forward with the penalty that falls, and it's going to wind up being a near chain mover, but not quite enough. It'll be second down and short at the end of all that. 10:40 to go.
Yeah, I think the discussion right now is if it should be an automatic first down off the personal foul, but it looks like the scoreboard and the officials.
Now the official will come in. They maybe have the same thought going on right here. Well, now we have the chain gain has changed it to a first down. We're going to have a little bit more discussion of officials right here to get figured out exactly where this needs to be. Like you said, though, personal foul was called, so you likely should be looking at the automatic first down. The down marker has changed to the first down, but also it's 1st and 1 right now based on where we're having things marked out. So the officials continue to discuss this. 10:19 to go. Uccello's Restaurante has a restaurant near you. Go where great food and sports come together. Uccello's Restaurante, where great food and sports come together. Check them out at uccellos.com. So continuing this discussion, 6-0, and Zeeland East right now. I think the way that first drive ended for Coach Woodruff in this offense, and then seeing the way Zeeland West moved the ball, definitely a little bit of a gut punch. To move the ball as effectively as they did on that first drive and now still come away down 6-0 with the Ducks getting the ball to start the second half. I mean, there's going to be like 6 total possessions in this ball game at this pace, so you're going to have to score every time you get a chance.
Yeah, that's the way we're headed, and definitely each possession going to be that much more valuable. Luckily, down just 1 score, and the way they move the football, going to have the chance to still be very much in this game, but pressure then turns to the offense to now capitalize here.
So the scoreboard says 1st and 2, but it's going to be a 2nd and 2 on the down marker. Eli Walcott lowers the head. Myers stuffs him short. It'll be 3rd down and short now for Zeeland East. So they didn't get the automatic first down. They then aren't able to move the chains, and it remains 3rd and 2 at their own 38-yard line. A big moment, I think, definitely going to probably be 4-down territory unless they lose a ton on this play regardless. But a big moment that likely, I think I'm just going to see if Walcott can pick up the 2 yards again here.
Yeah, likely going to hand the football to him and let him fight forward I think you're exactly right. If they're unable to pick it up here, likely 4-down territory with every possession meaning so much.
With the H-Bing to the left side, this is Walcott. Slithers up the middle, and he will push enough to move the chains. Holman was the last one in on the pile, but a chain mover. Contact in the backfield, but the slithery Eli Walcott's able to move the chains. 9:20 and less to go. Clock ticking down, and yardage slowly ticking down as well again on this drive for Zeeland East.
Yeah, and you see why Walcott, such a dangerous back right there. He's got the ability to run those stretch runs in the outside zones where he can run in the open field and have a lot of room to run, but also there in a tough 3rd down conversion right between the tackles, able to pick it up as well.
Our first West Shore game of the week of the year here on the Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio broadcast side of things, and it's a good one in the Bird Bowl. Snap will evade Will Drenk in the backfield, twisted down, huge loss inside the 25-yard line. Myers shooting out or shot out of a cannon to help get there, and this is going to be 2nd down and forever, and then some. 2nd and 25. Another mistake, this time the bad snap. They had the fumble on the last drive. 2nd and 26, the official marker, and trouble developing on this Zeeland East drive. 8:20 to go.
Yeah, a couple of miscues now on both these possessions, and neither one has led to a turnover, but both have set them back and made the down and distance that much more difficult.
Jonah Leslie was in there as well, coming in from linebacker. 8:11 and less to go. A 2nd and 26 and a spread field look for Drenk. Quick pass might have been tipped there as Miller is unable to hang on to it. I think maybe it was Marshall Johnson off the edge. I think that pass may have just been tipped a little bit, and that's why the lanky sophomore was unable to make the grab. Now 3rd and 26 for Zeeland East.
Yeah, Miller just run the slant from the outside and had a lot of room if he was able to bring that one in. I think a combination, if he was expecting that ball to be in front of him, as you said, might have been tipped, but mishandled there and unable to bring that one in for what would have been at least a couple yards to make this 3rd down a little bit more possible.
So they're backed up to their own 26, and they've got to go 26 yards here on 3rd down. Again, the field will be spread. Versteg is isolated on his own to the right. A delayed give on the draw to Walcott. Broke a tackle and breaks another on his feet over the 40. He'll get it up to 4th and 9 before eventually Skaggs, or Hendricks I should say, makes the tackle out there. Walcott just doing it on his own, breaking 3 or 4 tackles and putting his team in potential possession here to try to move the chains as the offense will stay out there and they're going to go for it. I think you're almost in a position with the way this game's ticking away that you kind of have to think about it, and they will.
Yeah, definitely. I think a huge fourth down right here on your own side of the 50-yard line. Really on a very big moment for the Chicks in their offense.
4 wide set again. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. Some pressure being shown right here by Leslie, the junior linebacker. A 4th and 9. Drenick looks to the sideline. Maybe just a hard count attempt right here as East will call the timeout. So now we'll see what this coaching staff is going to try to dream up out of this timeout, or if we maybe will see the punt unit for Coach Woodruff after they were trying to turn that 4th and 9 maybe into 4th and 4. Do you have a distressed home that you'd like to sell? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today at 616-816-2028 or go to forrealhq.com. At Barber Ford, we provide a vast selection of new and used vehicles, exceptional car care, and customer service. With competitive prices offered on every pre-owned model for sale on their lot, you won't find a reason to visit any other dealership in Holland. Check out their inventory at barberford.net. Thanks as always to the Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency and Centennial Securities, presenting sponsors of Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio and the Game Night West Shore Game of the Week. Our first West Shore Game of the Week of the years. We've moved away from Granville Bulldogs coverage for a couple of weeks. Next week, we're back on the Ducks as well, by the way. We'll be at Hudsonville as they take on Unity Christian in what could be potentially an unbeaten game between a couple of the absolute masters of the T offense that you're going to find, and that could be a terrific game. Out of that timeout, you see Bing out there, and you do see the junior getting ready to punt one on away. But Zeeland East not ready, forced to burn another timeout. So mistake right there, getting Bennett Bing and the punt unit out on the field. And now just one timeout remaining, 7-11 on the clock. But I know Zeeland West offense well enough. They're looking to take up 7-11 here anyway.
Yeah, definitely. And, capable of doing that after we saw the first drive from them. And for the Chicks, after that long run from Walcott, picked up about 16 yards, got a lot of that aborted snap yardage back. But help flip the field a little bit, so if you can get a good punt here, you can make the Ducks at least have to drive a long distance to the field, give your defense a chance.
7 minutes to go, 4th and 9, and again, Bennett Bing, the junior, plays tight end, will be set to punt this one away. Zeeland West is not fully convinced that they are punting. They've got 2 high safeties, Hendricks and Skaggs out there, and they're pretty much base off or defensive set right here. Bing will send this one away. This is going to be a good field flipper. Takes the negative bounce, though, for East before it is landed on by Derek Baxter, the junior H-back and linebacker. So it'll be just in front of the 20-yard line. The Zeeland West offense, Chandler, a chance to take a 2-score lead, which is a lot bigger than your average 2-score lead considering the game script as well as the fact that they get the ball to open the second half.
Yeah, no doubt. If they can sustain a drive right here, take up a lot of this clock and then score once again, opportunity getting the ball and start the third quarter, could go up 3 scores right here. And the way their defense has looked early on and the way they've looked the first couple weeks of the season would be a tall task.
Once again, Albrecht, the sophomore, filling in for Trey Sloothaak, will start up the offense. Leslie to the right, Vanderswag to the left, and Keaton Hendricks, the standout fullback, in the middle of the tailback unit, out of the tee off the delay. Here goes Vanderswag. He had a busting run to really set up the touchdown on the last drive, and he gets 8 on first down right there. Great start from Vanderswag before Jarowski makes the stop. Vanderswag been the guy so far. Speed to his attack, especially power as well. Been the leaned-on running back by Coach G.O.T.W early.
I got 59 rushing yards to this point here in the second quarter. Had the long run of 39 that really got their drive going on the first possession.
Again, the sophomore Albrecht. They scored 22 points last week against Whitehall in the second half with the sophomore at the controls of the offense. A team that scored 60 on the whole in that ball game. A delayed stretch give to Vanderswag, and he is wrapped up, never able to turn that corner there as he was trying to stretch things a little bit before the tackle was made by Braden Smith, the junior linebacker.
Able to throw just enough of a stiff arm as he bounced that one to the outside. Didn't get much, but did get the 2 or 3 yards there necessary to move the chains and pick up another first down.
1st and 10 up to the 34-yard line. 6 minutes to go, and the clock ticking right here. Again, Leslie being used along with Vanderswag and Hendricks in the backfield along with Albrecht. A little bit of a different defensive look right here as the defense crowds in. 3 on that top line defensively as Vanderswag trips for 3 on first down. I think Tomey maybe got a little bit of that first touch in defensively.
Yeah, just relying pretty heavily on Vanderswag right here, getting the bulk of the carries on this second drive and able to fall forward for 3 yards once again as the Chicks kind of varying their defensive formation and alignment as to what they're going to do to try to slow the Ducks down and showing a couple different looks with a couple deeper safeties and then creeping in towards the box right before the snap count.
We've only been playing football for about a half hour. We're on pace to get out of here by like 8:15 tonight. A fast-moving ball game with the run games leading the way. Hendricks sidestepping and busting his way into enemy territory before Peyton Davis lays him out from behind. One of the first times in this game the dangerous Keaton Hendricks is able to find a little bit of space off the shimmy, and a chain mover into plus territory, right to the 50, I guess, for West here. Under 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, they're the fakes and the delayed handoff to the fullback, eventually able to cut it up through the middle of the field. Just the 3rd carry for Hendricks, but nice gain right there.
Straight T with a couple of tight ends once again for Albrecht and the churning Zeeland West offense. Touchdown already for Leslie in this one, and it's Vanderswag stretching before Stayhauer brings him down along with Jarowski on the outside. Gain of 5 on first down. Chunking offense right now out of the Shiloh Power T. Talked to us on our pregame show, if you heard it then. He talked a little bit about his offense and how he called Craig Tibby, the Unity Christian offense, maybe a little bit more schemy. We know that with the way that they run up tempo and do things. This offense, he said, we're more like Granville. We're a little power straight at you. That's pretty much exactly what they're doing to their 200-pound running back right now.
Yeah, right on cue. Just able to get those 4 or 5 yard gains on the ground, keep the chains moving, keep the clock moving. Already taking a couple minutes on this drive as they just cross midfield.
4 minutes to go in the half. Still a 6-0 lead for Zeeland West. A quick mover in this one. And this is Hendricks off that delayed give. Nice fake behind, but it was well read. Bennett Bing, the first in on the tackle. Gain of only a yard. That was well read there by Zeeland East against the fake with, it looked like potentially Vanderswag getting it behind on that delayed give. Instead, it was Hendricks. And how many times have we seen the Zeeland West offense have Hendricks running free on that exact play?
Yeah, no doubt. And he tried to bounce that one to the right side, but the Chicks able to recognize where the football was pretty early on and going to the fullback and then eventually able to wrap him up for just a short gain.
Albrecht to lead the offense. 3rd down and 4, 44-yard line, and a couple of tight ends out there out of the tee. Delayed give on to Leslie. He's got the first down, but there also is a penalty marker right around where he was somewhat able to turn that corner. So we'll see as Quincy Tomey's a little slow back to his feet what this call is. Was it a hold breaking it free, or was it going to be on the tackle? Looks like Zeeland West is expecting this one to come back.
Yeah, I think a hold is one of the offensive linemen for the Ducks getting to that second level to try to help break that into a bigger run, and the official right over top of it.
All right, that's exactly what it is. So the chain mover for Leslie is not so, and this moves them back on their own side of the ball, and it turns what was 3rd and 4 into, 3rd and 14 right here. So suddenly, Zeeland East in really interesting position. 3 minutes to go to maybe come up with a stop. We have not seen the sophomore Albrecht throw the football yet in this ball game. The tight ends are Smyers and McLaren, by the way, right here. The sophomore will keep it. Jumping to the 50, got laid out by Kumbalcher. There also is a penalty marker behind. I wonder if that could even be a hurdle or a hold, as Zeeland West again thinks that this one might be going back as well.
Yeah, again to the strong side of the field as to where Albrecht was going on that bootleg run, right around the area where he tried to turn the corner. So we'll see. It does look like another hold, and the Ducks going to be backed up even further.
So 3rd and 14. It was already 3rd and forever. Make it, actually, it's going to be declined. So it's going to be 4th down and 10. So Coach Shiloh is going to punt. So Zeeland West, 4th and 10. They don't punt a ton, but right at midfield, punt unit will find their way out there, and Zeeland West is going to have to send this one away as they have been stopped. An offense that put up 60 points a week ago. Lencioni will be the one to boot this one away as Kobe Miller will back the sophomore to his 25-yard line. 2:13 and less to go as the Ducks are letting that clock run down. Remember, just one timeout remaining for the Chicks right now, so they can't stop the clock really here if they wanted to. Lencioni, the low driver, that'll flip the field a little bit as Miller's got it inside the 10 and Holman, the gunner, with a great play defensively. Zeeland East will get the ball back inside 2 minutes to go and also inside their own 10-yard line right here. That's as well drawn up as you can imagine on a punt play.
Yeah, really nice. Flipping the field, and Coach G.O.T.W rewarded for punting the football away right there. Now the Chick's going to have to drive almost the entire length of the field after a really nice tackle on the coverage from Holman, who's made a couple really nice hits here tonight.
When it comes to your home parking lot and roads, you want a smooth, safe, and attractive surface for walking and driving. Trust the professionals at Bruce's Blacktop with over 30 years of experience to get the job done right. Check them out online at brucesblacktopllc.com. So Drenk, the sophomore quarterback, back to work. And a give around the outside to Walcott, able to find about 5 yards plus, make it 6 on that first down carry before Smyers was able to track him in. 1:45 and less to go. The offense is going to have to work with a little bit of pace, though, Chandler, if they want to try to score before the half. Remember, Zeeland West won the toss deferred, so the Ducks do get the ball to start this second half, so scoring big for a Chicks offense that you can see with the speed he ran back from the sideline is trying to work a little bit of pace here with Will Drenk. They'll spread it with 4 wide receivers on 2nd down and 4 from their own 16-yard line. Drenk to Eli Walcott to the short side of the field, gets out of bounds after he moved the chains. Tackle came from Vanderzwag. Once again, I was really excited to see Walcott. What can he do running in space? We've heard a lot of things about how slippery this running back is. Coach G.O.T.W called him a slasher that we really have to be ready for. He's done all of that and then some so far, really helping carry this offense along with the quick hitter pass game.
Yeah, he's done a nice job, and 11 carries, 47 yards. Hasn't broke the big one just yet, but a couple of runs of 10 to 15 yards, and they're relying heavily on him, even with the clock working against them, trusting that is their best offensive weapon right now.
Clock stopped with 1:18. Remember, just that one timeout left here for the Chicks, who trail by 6. A delayed give to Walcott. Slips past Vanderzwag and spins his way just shy of the 30 for a gain of 9 on first down. Clock ticks inside 1:10. The run game's working right now, but that clock is not working with them. Walcott back to the sideline. Cam Pice, the junior, is in. We'll see if the passing game's going to open up here inside a minute to go in the first half.
I have to imagine going to need to take a shot at some point, and on 2nd and 1, maybe the opportunity to do so right here as Walcott subs out.
Clock continuing to tick as the Chicks break it out inside 45 seconds. That one time out, maybe just hoping to get in some field goal range at this point in time, but it's going to take a couple of shots, especially towards the sideline, to be able to even do that. Drenk on the rollout with 33. Able to find his man over the 35-yard line. Holman makes the stop after the grab was snagged in there by a slow back to his feet Versteeg, who's been the number 1 targeted man so far, 25 seconds and less. It looked maybe like East was... Now they will call the timeout, so wasting of about 5 seconds right there by the East sideline before they got that timeout in. 19 seconds on the clock, CT right now. As, again, Zeeland East has played this game about as well as I think they probably could have hoped to play it game script-wise, but you have to execute on the margins against Zeeland West. They got to stop, and they got a couple of moving drives, but right now no points to show for it, and that is not how you beat one of the best teams in West Michigan.
Yeah, no doubt. The offense going to need to sustain a drive here and put some points on the board. The good news for the Chicks is they got to stop on defense, forced to punt, and they've got an opportunity here late in the first half to try to get a touchdown or at least get some points on the board if they can get into field goal range. But now with no timeouts remaining and just 19 seconds, going to need to work even quicker.
High Tone Cleaners, with 2 locations in Jenison and Granville, Wyoming, offers professional dry cleaning, laundering, bulk laundry service, shoe care and repair, and more. They also have same-day services if you drop off your items by 9 a.m., including Saturdays. High Tone Cleaners also offers pickup and delivery service. Check them out online at High Tone Cleaners with a hyphen in between H-I and tonecleaners.com. Drenk swings it in and out of the hands of Eli Walcott. Clock stops, 16 seconds to go. 2nd and 10, really no harm, no foul on that one.
No, swing pass into the backfield, almost went backwards to Walcott. Thought for a second there was a chance they were maybe setting up a double pass, but I think Walcott was just going to bring that one in and try to run towards the sideline. Likely wasn't going for a big gain right there either way, so the Chicks live to fight on 2nd down.
16 seconds in the first half clock, a very fast mover. It is not even close to 8 o'clock. It's 7:40. Been playing for 40 minutes, and here we down to the first half. A quick mover, as both run games have been heavily featured in this ball game so far. Walcott again with 13 seconds, breaking over the 45, and a big shoulder laying hit laid by Keaton Hendricks. Final 5 seconds of the half will come off the clock, and Zeeland East is going to be happy to take this one into the locker room. 6-0 Zeeland West, the break of the Bird Bowl. A game like we mentioned, Chandler, as we move on to our Centennial Securities halftime show. Game script right there, kind of what we expected. Zeeland East has given themselves a real chance. They made a stop defensively. Zeeland West only had the ball twice themselves, but 6-0 at the break. I think it's the positive of, we're right in the ball game, but also some missed opportunities, I think, for Zeeland East right now, looking back on this game being 6-0.
For sure. I think just 5 total possessions, 3 for the Chicks, 2 for the Ducks. Zeeland East has moved the football a little bit, but also had some miscues that really have hampered what they've been able to do as far as damage and points on the board. Zeeland West, just the 2 possessions, scored a nice touchdown on a long drive and then had to punt the football away. So some goods and bads for both of these teams, but a close game at the half. I think the Chicks will probably take that.
Absolutely. 6-0. We've got a lot to get to here on our Centennial Securities halftime show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back from the Bird Bowl. 6-0 West over East. Good one here on the West Shore Game of the Week on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio.
Stock up this Labor Day with amazing savings at your neighborhood family fair. With Card, enjoy cool sips of select varieties of Pepsi or 7-Up products. Buy 2, get 3 free. Beat the heat with 6 to 12 count Outshine bars, 2 for $8. And save on items down every aisle during our Buy 5, Save 5 sale on items like select varieties of Nabisco Ritz or snack crackers, select varieties of Farmland sliced bacon, or Kool-Aid, Tang, Arizona, Mio, Country Time, or Crystal Light drink mixes. Family Fair in your neighborhood.
Rapid Sports Hall of Fame celebrates the city's rich sports history by honoring prominent West Michigan athletes and those who have contributed greatly to sports on a local, state, or national level. A class is elected each year and then honored at an induction ceremony in the fall. They also prevent annual events in support of West Michigan athletics, and they raise funds to support local youth organizations and charities. Follow them on Facebook or check out the pictures and biographies of all 181 inductees at grshof.com.
To everyone out there who loves Culver's,
the feeling is mutual. Everything's made fresh.
Everything. Everything.
It's our pleasure.
This is me and my happy place.
I wouldn't trade our Culver's for any other restaurant.
Culver's. Yay! We love our guests.
Love.
Love.
As much as our guests love us.
This is me and my happy place.
from Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Yeah.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Grandville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a Center can do for you.
Four decades calling high school sports on the radio, and more kids than ever are playing high school sports. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. For the last 40 years, listeners to Sheboygan football games on WCBY have heard the same voice.
Mike Grisdale tonight, a very sunny evening here at Western Avenue.
Mike Grisdale has been on the air calling games for Sheboygan since 1985, and on Friday, September 13th, Sheboygan named its press box after Grisdale. In addition to football, he's called nearly 1,000 Sheboygan basketball games as well. And the game he called after having the press box named for him turned out to be quite a thriller. Elk Rapids took a 23-0 lead over Sheboygan before the Chiefs scored 30 straight points to win.
And that'll do it. Chiefs come back from 23 down, and they are going nuts on the near sideline.
Adam Burry, a little bit of spirit there to him. Awesome. Great for these guys.
Final score, Sheboygan 30. Elk Rapids 23. The Chiefs go 2-1.
That comes courtesy of WCBY. Nate King is Grisdale's broadcast partner. Subscribers to the NFHS network can also hear Grisdale's call of Sheboygan games. Just go to NFHSnetwork.com. And for more on Grisdale's story, please check out MHSAA.com. It's time for Game Balls, when we highlight a trio of standout performances from the past week. First, Manchester's Jesse Sangster. He scored 4 times in a 5-1 win over Leslie and is now the all-time leading soccer scorer at Manchester with 94 career goals. Big Rapids tennis player Ari Ziska, he won his 103rd individual match against Vicksburg, making him the school's all-time leader. And at Union City's Gracie Phelps. She had 86 assists, 11 kills, and 36 digs during the Charger Classic, helping lead Union City to a tournament title.
Have a recent high school grad? They could qualify for a tuition-free skills certificate or associate degree through the new Community College Guarantee, no matter their GPA or your household income. Or if your child plans to attend a 4-year university or career school, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship Program has them covered. They could get up to $27,500 toward a bachelor's degree or up to $4,000 for career training. Complete the FAFSA to get started at mi.gov/achievement.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
In volleyball, a libero is a defensive player who plays in the back row. It's a fairly new position as it was introduced in 1998, and the libero plays by some unique rules. The libero wears a different color jersey from the rest of the team, so they are easily identifiable. Only one libero can be designated for each set of a match. The libero can serve, but cannot perform an overhead set in the front of the attack line or complete an attack if the ball is above the net. The libero is never allowed to rotate to the front line. The libero is the first line of defense, often passing to the setter and covering open spaces. The libero can be replaced without restriction, but in the event of an injury, can only be replaced by the player the libero originally replaced.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, please go to the MHSAA website now to register. Participation in Michigan high school sports continues to rank among the best in the nation despite declining student enrollment. That's according to the annual participation study by the National Federation of State High School Associations. Overall, Michigan ranks 8th nationally with nearly 290,000 total participants. The total counts students for each sport played, meaning students who are multiple sport athletes are counted more than once. This outpaces Michigan's national rank in high school-aged population, which is 10th. Nationwide, participation topped 8 million for the first time ever. For the boys' sports, Michigan ranks 7th overall, with boys bowling leading the nation in participation. Skiing is 3rd, boys golf and ice hockey are both 4th. On the girls' side, Michigan ranks 8th overall, with bowling, skiing, golf, and tennis all coming in 3rd for their respective sports. More than 35,000 students in Michigan play football. That's the most of all sports in the state. For more on participation, including the benefits of playing multiple sports, please visit MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by the Michigan Achievement Scholarship, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross. We'll be back next week.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback. But somehow his just kept going, and going, and going, and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
Looking to secure your property with a high-quality fence from a top-rated fencing company? With limitless options and quality fencing materials, Superior Fence and Rail is West Michigan's premier fence installation company. Veteran and locally owned, we're honored to support the West Michigan community and their sports programs. To learn more, visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com or give us a call. Superior Fence and Rail, protecting what matters.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple, to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go to youarehired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your hands.
Hey sports fans, my name is Ava, and I go to Cityside Middle School, which is just a couple doors down from Coldwell Banker, where my mom, Angela Reed, works. She has been a top-ranked realtor for several years and loves to help people. If you are looking to buy or sell a home in West Michigan, be sure to call my mom, Angela Reed, at 231-730-2274. That is Angela Reed at 231-730-2274. Have a great day.
Welcome back. Zeeland Stadium. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, the Bird Bowl. 6-0 at the break in this one here on our Centennial Securities halftime show. CT is it has been a fast-moving game. I mean, we haven't even been here for an hour yet, and we already are most of the way through this halftime break, getting ready to get players out on the field here in just a moment. But a very fast-moving game, a game that's been dominated by the run game, dominated by defense as well, just one touchdown. I'll give it to you first for some stats from that first half, and then we'll take a look at our only scoring play of the game so far.
All right, we'll start for Zeeland East. Walcott led the way on the ground. He had 13 carries for 65 yards through the air. Drenk, 8 completions for 42. One of those for 5 yards to Miller, 5 for 28 to Versteg, 1 for 8 yards to Rotman, and 1 for 1 to Bing for Zeeland West. Kept it completely on the ground. Vanderswag led the way, 7 carries, 69 yards. Hendricks, 4 for 20. Moss, 1 carry for 3 yards. Leslie, 4 carries for 17 yards. And Albrecht, 1 carry for 4.
A game living up to, again, the exact billing here in this West Shore Game of the Week that I think Zeeland East and Coach Woodruff and company would have been looking for to have. They followed our quote-unquote advice from the Chandler's Chalkboard segment from before the game. In case you forgot, we mentioned that second point right here from the pregame show. Reverse the attack, maybe spread it up, look for the balance, the pass game a little bit, and certainly we saw that out of Zeeland East in the first half of this game, the way that we don't normally expect. We expect a couple of tight ends and a powerful run game. Of course, Eli Walcott was their featured player, but 8 completions, a couple more passes on top of that as well. It was a balanced attack looking to spread the field and looking to attack, even with the run game, horizontally more than vertically like we normally see out of Zeeland East in the first half.
Yeah, it was definitely a varied attack from the Chicks, and had just 17 completions on the air from Drenk coming into this one, so they have thrown the football a little bit through the first 3 weeks of the season, but then, as mentioned, 8 completions here tonight, so definitely an uptick there in the amount of times they're throwing the football and the amount of completions Drenk's had. A lot of those just the short throws, the 5-10-yard curl routes, get the ball out quickly, a couple screen passes in there as well.
I think a good statement above all else for Zeeland East, the way they played in that first half, and I think they have to be feeling good and confident down just to score in the locker room, because this is a Zeeland West team that has handled business against everyone, including Muskegon, to open their season. So I think a good statement, but still, in some aspects, a bit of a missed opportunity to be down still at the half, getting a stop against Zeeland West and being able to drive into Zeeland West territory a couple of times and come away with nothing. So this first drive is critical. Get down 2 scores at the pace this game's being played, it might be good night already.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a lot of pressure on the defense to come away with another stop. They do have the benefit of they've done it once now. They got off the field, thanks in part to a couple penalties that backed up the Ducks and forced them to punt the football away. But the Chicks now have a little bit of confidence that they can maybe get off the field once again, and they'll need it in order to try to keep pace in this one.
All right, let's take a look at our highlights from the first half. We normally go through all of our scoring plays and highlights. Here on the Centennial Securities Halftime Show, we have one. It was Jonah Leslie, 5 yards out. The 2-point conversion was no good. 6-0 was the final score. Here's our lone score from Leslie in a give on to Leslie with room into the end zone. Touchdown, Zeeland West. The junior standing up into the end zone will strike first for the Ducks. 6-0, 11:25 to go in this first half. The one thing that stood out to me in this game for Zeeland West is they have, by the way, a little bit of a different look at running back. It was not Moss. It was more of Leslie who had the touchdown than Moss, who we have probably seen get more touches. They're kind of mixing up their backfield with Albrecht. So, of course, the quarterback run game, less of an impact for Zeeland West than Norm, which normally Sloothaak is a really big part of that run and pass game. They have not thrown the ball yet, but it was the power runs. Vanderswag, very powerful runner. Leslie, very powerful runner. Hendricks had one play that he kind of sidestepped to get himself free. Besides that, he really wasn't going anywhere. The T is always powerful, but this is an extra powerful approach on a backup quarterback that Coach Shillito's gone with tonight.
Yeah, definitely a different of an approach to the T offense here. It's one that's always built to have some pretty long drives and have those 3-4 yard runs and just live off from that, keeping the chains moving. But you always we'll see some big plays with the T offense quite often too. You'll see the defense get caught cheating a little bit one way, and you'll see long touchdown runs and some big chunk plays, and just one that went for 39 yards to Vanderswag on that touchdown drive. But for the most part, the Chicks keeping it to short yardage gains for the Ducks, and they've been forced to try to sustain some drives. They've been able to on 1 out of 2.
All right, bit of an extended halftime show here. Both of those two bands getting a chance to perform. We'll step aside, be right back here on our Centennial Securities Halftime.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Granville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you.
I don't know, it just seemed, I don't know.
Sports fans, my name is Ava, and I go to Cityside Middle School, which is just a couple doors down from Coldwell Banker, where my mom, Angela Reed, works. She has been a top-ranked realtor for several years and loves to help people. If you are looking to buy or sell a home in West Michigan, be sure to call my mom, Angela Reed, at 231-730-2274. That is Angela Reed at 231-730-2274. Have a great day.
All right, welcome back to Zeeland Stadium. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, time to roll. Second half, West Shore Game of the Week here on Michigan Sports Radio and MGN. There are crazy games going on all over West Michigan and especially all over Michigan Sports Radio right now. I think I just saw Hudsonville up 2 scores at the break over Rockford. Granville was losing to Jenison, game not on MSR, but things are going all over the place. And here, we're going to play a game that's going to be done by 8:30. 12 minutes on the board for the second half. A grinder in the first half. Jonah Leslie, the lone touchdown for Zeeland West, as the Ducks will be getting the ball to start this second half. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, and CT, as we mentioned, a huge start to this second half here for this Chicks defensive unit, because with the way this game's been going, if they go down 2 scores, like we said, it feels a little bit like it might be good night already. And I know that's a little crazy to say, but it sure feels like it with the game script.
Yeah, the way this one's been going and with limited amount of possessions, each one's been that much more valuable, so that much more meaning on this one as far as if the Ducks can put together another drive and score, if the Chicks can get off the field.
Zach Hopke sends this one away to Brandon Holman. The sophomore's got it over the 30-yard line, lowers his head up to the 32, and here comes the sophomore. The backup quarterback, Drew Albrecht, ran the ball only once, did not throw the ball, so Coach G.O.T.W staying away from his sophomore quarterback a little bit in that first half. We talked about the power impact they took. You also wonder if they're going to start breaking a little bit more looks and maybe handing the sophomore a little bit more responsibility in the offense here.
Yeah, I think so. At some point, likely going to be set up that play-action pass. Haven't seen it so far. Saw him one time go to the play call and the quarterback bootleg, but have to imagine at some point we'll see them attempt a play-action pass just to keep the defense honest.
Hendricks in the middle of Leslie and Vanderzwag. Again, the unit to begin, and this is Isaac Vanderzwag. Tripped up in the backfield. Great penetration by Ben Delos, the junior outside linebacker. Gain of a couple on first down. It'll be 2 to the 32-yard line, but this is a terrific linebacker unit. We talked about it, Chandler. Davis off the edge, Delos off the edge, Stayhauer, Baxter as well in that group. As good of a linebacker unit maybe that Zeeland West has seen all year so far, and that's kind of shown in the lack of offense that this dominant Ducks team have had.
Yeah, you're seeing that in the way that the linebackers are able to get into the backfield or make some tackles right at the line of scrimmage, able to read what the offense is doing very quickly and react.
Again, 5 on that front line, 3 safeties. Vanderzwag hopping his way through to the 40, just short of the first down. Baxter and Delostin on the stop again. 3rd down and short. And I mean, Zeeland West, with the lights now illuminating Zeeland Stadium, take some time off the clock and put points on the board. The goal right here up to the 40. A 3rd down and 2. We'll see if the Chicks defense can hold. This is a big moment for them.
It sure is. If they can get a stop here for just a yard, or if they can get a stop in the backfield, it makes a really difficult decision for the Ducks. It's a situation where they normally would go for it, but in this game, points meaning everything in the field position for the Chicks. If they were to turn the football over, it would be huge.
This is just the third possession of the game for the Ducks. They scored on their first one with this guy, Jonah Leslie. He's got the first down and more in the enemy territory to the 45-yard line before Kumbalcher brings him down. Leslie with one of his most explosive runs of the ball game. And it is in the East territory for West right here, in the offense starting to move a little bit for Coach G.O.T.W.
Yeah, Leslie been one of the more unexpected heroes for the Ducks here tonight. Scored the one touchdown in the first half, and then here on 3rd and short, turning and giving him the football. And he's been one of the more powerful runners on the night as well. Able to pretty easily pick up that first down and then quite a bit more afterwards.
Inside 10 minutes to go. Albrecht, the sophomore backup quarterback, wears 24, controls the offense once more. Tight ends are Smyers and McLaren here. Muchler, Johnson, Henry, Myers, and Vandervelde across the front line. East showing some pressure on first down. Quick give to Hendrickson. The standout fullback with nowhere to go. Back to the line of scrimmage and no further, as the senior was met from all directions by Tomey and company on the inside of that defensive unit. Isaiah Jones, the junior, the first in on the contact. 9.5 to go. 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line. A trend from this game, as East has certainly won on first down pretty continuously.
Yeah, they have. There, once again, right at the line of scrimmage, stopped, and you can see them starting to dance around and show a little bit more pressure, forcing Zeeland West, see if they're willing to go over the top, if they're going to continue to send bodies in the box like that.
Albrecht on the delay to Vanderswag. He's got some speed, but is short of the 40-yard line before he was cut down there by Jonah Hybor. 3rd and 6. So a little bit of distance to go. We've seen West have to punt. They had the ball up to around this point before they wound up taking some penalties to punch it backwards, but we have seen them punt from near opponent field position once already in this game. Sophomore quarterback, sophomore center right here as Vanderswag's got it up around the marker, and he's got enough right on the number to move the chains right there. Gomez on the stop, but a chain mover from Vanderswag, who's kind of been that guy to get the yardage number exactly as they need it in this ball game. And an official timeout here from the sideline is one of the Ducks is slow to get back up to his feet. That's Tommy Muchler, the senior left tackle, down on the field. So that could be a big loss here for the Ducks. Uccello's Restaurante has a restaurant near you. Go where great food and sports come together. Uccello's Restaurante, where great food and sports come together. Check them out at uccellos.com. New for 2024, Michigan Sports Radio has live coverage of Calvin University's inaugural football season. Catch the action tomorrow when the Knights travel to Anderson. Tune into the game starting at 1:15 p.m. at MichiganSportsRadio.com. So Muchler's still down on the field. He will get up here with a little bit of assistance, but pretty much under his own power. So hopefully won't be too much of a break here for the senior, who will find his way back to the sideline. The offense will continue to roll off the fresh first down right now. We've seen a lot of T offense in our years covering Granville and Unity Christian on MGN, and a couple games of this West team as well, CT. And this is the kind of offense that when you're able to get this grinding offense in a 6-0 game like this, it is exactly what you asked for, and it's really perfect. And I think Zeeland West has been the kings of it. Yes, they are known for their breakaway plays, but also a grinding game like this one, when it's asked for and when it's demanded, they've done it right now. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Albrecht will go back to work once again. Able to find Leslie. He's wrapped up by DeLost right away. Kind of an awkward exchange right there as Leslie was able to settle down and find a yard or two, but not much more before once again Ben DeLost, the outstanding junior outside backer, was in on the stop. Gain of 2 to the 33.
Yeah, one of the first times we saw a bit of an issue with the exchange right there, as it looked like Leslie almost lost the football, able to trap it against his left hip, and Didn't end up putting it down on the turf, but only able to fight forward for a couple.
Got to be impressed, though, with Albrecht. And again, like I said, sophomore center, sophomore quarterback, stepping into this game, how crisp he has been running the T offense. Maybe a little bit more basic of an offense out of Coach G.O.T.W today is once again Vanderswag's got it. And that pile just engulfed him shy of the 30-yard line as he was laid out after a little bit of forward movement right there.
Yeah, once again, the Chicks doing their work on first and second down, holding to just 4 yards for the West offense, but now's when they need to come up with another stop here, likely 4-down territory either way for the Ducks, but an opportunity to try to get off the field once again.
As Braden Smith again leading the tackling crusade. 3rd and 6, 31-yard line. Inside 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, and a 6-0 lead for the Ducks. The sophomore Albrecht will look back to the sideline right here. And Drew will force his coach to burn their first timeout of this half and of this ball game. 6:41 to go, third quarter. West calls a timeout. We will take one as well.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself. Start businesses, build bridges, save lives, raise a whole city. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
Are you having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com to schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
Out of the timeout, Drew Albrecht, sophomore, backup quarterback in for the injured Trey Sloothaak tonight, will control a 3rd and 6 play for Zeeland West. They lead the Bird Bowl by 6. This is Vanderswag. He's been the leading rusher for West, and he's short of the line to gain. Peyton Davis on the stop. A 4th and short, obvious 4-down territory, but there is a couple of players down at the bottom of this pile. I thought there was maybe an injury. I think there's just 3 or 4 guys maybe tied up. That's exactly what it is. Vanderswag and a couple more guys got tied up at the bottom of it. A 4th and 2 right here for Zeeland West. They, of course, will go for it. What an opportunity, though, for East CT right here.
Yeah, they've been able to hold strong the first couple downs. 4th and short, this is what the Ducks offense is built to convert on, but the Chicks have given themselves a chance.
Seek Ramadami run on to defensive tackle. Albrecht to Vanderswag. He's got the first down inside the 25-yard line. Smith again helped rally to the tackle along with Baxter, but a chain mover. Once again, Isaac Vanderswag. What's the yardage you need? He's got it. And a chain mover. And, I mean, Zeeland West is working on killing the entire clock on this drive.
Yeah, this is really exactly what the Ducks offense wanted coming out of the half. A long drive, eating up a bunch of this third quarter clock and still having the football. Now another fresh set of downs.
Work with a little bit of pace right here, will the Ducks. A grinder of a Bird Bowl here in this one. The OK Gold opener, which is maybe the toughest conference in the area as well. Keaton Hendricks, big speed, big touchdown. 2-score lead for the Ducks. The senior breaking open for the first time in the ball game. But a penalty marker is down behind the play. We'll wait to see what it is.
And once again, in that second level, right to where some of the linemen for the Ducks would be getting up to on those linebackers. I think potentially another hold here that's going to bring this one back.
Huge missed opportunity there as Hendricks got running free for the first time in this ballgame. For the first time, we got to see the speed of number 1 right there. But it's a chop block, and it's coming back. We'll, of course, kind of focus away from the penalty, but we'll talk about Hendricks right there because we have not seen him get his speed going. That is why you can't let him get his speed going because he is as dangerous as it gets in terms of a fullback out of this offense as you're going to find. It will be a first down and 25 right here for the Ducks. So a touchdown off the board, and now you're back to behind where you were even 4 or 5 plays ago.
Yeah, and this is what set the Ducks back on their possession that they did not score. The couple penalties set them back. Only one ended up being accepted, but once they get behind the chains like this, advantage goes to the Chicks defense, even though it's still first down.
5.5 minutes to go out of the tee. Albrecht delayed and a fake on to Vanderswag as Baxter will drag him down to the 31-yard line. Good job to chunk some yardage back right there inside 5.5 to go in this third quarter.
A nice gain on first down for Vanderswag. Picked up some of that penalty yardage back and trying to keep the Ducks somewhat on schedule. They're going to be behind no matter what here, but if they can continue to get gains like that, they're going to have an opportunity to convert on third or fourth down once again.
This will be 2nd and 16. Again, 5 down linemen here. It has been only Zeeland West with the ball in this half. And this is Hendricks again. There aren't flags on this one. Touchdown, Zeeland West. Keaton Hendricks with speed. And with the second score of the game for Zeeland West.
Yeah, just like the one that got called back because of the chop block that time. Hendricks bounces it to the left side, and you know you faked out the defense pretty well when the safety to that side, who Hendricks was running right at, was running to the middle of the field expecting the fake. Hendricks runs right by him in a long touchdown run. This one's going to count after the last one got taken off the board.
4:53 to go. Zeeland West has gone up as Hendricks was able to find his way into the end zone for a second time. It only counted once, but this time the Ducks will be going for 2 after it, as this will stand. And a turn, a give. This is Vanderswag standing up for the easy 2-point conversion. 14-0 Zeeland West. And the Ducks with a big drive. 4:53 to go, third quarter. We're going to step aside. Be right back here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio.
Are you looking for a new career? Aetna Supply is hiring. Aetna Supply is Michigan's #1 plumber wholesaler, servicing local customers for over 50 years. They offer great benefits, a 401k with company match, quarterly bonuses, and no Sundays. Once again, check them out at aetnasupply.com/careers or click on their logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage.
All right, looks like a fair caught short kick off the kickoff here on a pooch kick. Will set up field position at the 20-yard line for Zeeland East after they've given up the second score of the ball game. 4:50 to go. A big opportunity for that East defense off the penalty Zeeland West took, but the Ducks scored pretty quickly. Keaton Hendricks scored twice on that drive. One came back. The other was his speed breaking free. The Ducks with a 2-score lead, and in the way this game has gone, that feels like it could be a very, very big moment. The Chicks will start with a spread offense right here to begin things. In motion is Isaiah Boonstra. This is Versteeg to the 25-yard line. He took a shot right there by Vanderswag after a gain of 8 on first down on the quick little crossing pattern right there. 4.5 minutes to go, just over, and a 2nd and 2 coming up for Zeeland East, who they have to just move the ball in general. They don't have to work with too much pace, but they probably have to work a little bit quicker than their offense was going, plus they have to get points at the end of it.
Yeah, no doubt. They've been able to move the football, but now going to have to try to get a couple drives here together. Starts right on this one, and a nice play on first down. Back to those short completions. We'll see if they continue to throw the football and then those short passes.
Swing pass to Walcott, able to collect this one, and he's got the first down over the 35-yard line before Vanderswag and company were able to corral him. Dangerous play. We've seen him try to get going a couple times. Mungun also in on that stop. First down chain mover for Zeeland East. I'm sure though Zeeland West defensively here, they know that you can probably expect a little bit more of that short passing game to come. They might be sitting off a little bit more defensively than they were in that first half, and East is going to have to nickel and dime and try to not take up too much time here with once again a 4-wide set. That's Rotman in motion. Job by Drenick to settle that snap. And the quick hitter able to find Kobe Miller. Sophomore makes the grab just shy of the first down. A little bit of the quick attack pass game right now working pretty well. They're going to just ask their sophomore to make a lot of throws down the stretch. 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and very few throws that have tried to stretch the field vertically and deep down the field. Saw him attempt one earlier. Bit of an overthrow for the most part, though. That 5 to 10-yard range. Some short passes right at the line of scrimmage in there as well, but just easy completions.
And again, a team that loves to work with a couple of tight ends normally with the field spread. This is Miller off the screen. He's got the first down, and he's breaking the other way. The sophomore down the sideline and gone. Touchdown, Zeeland East, Kobe Miller.
Right there, another one of those very short completions. A little screen pass to the outside and just let Miller go to work. He slips a tackle right along that sideline, and then you see the straight line speed, just able to outrun everyone else, all the rest of the Ducks defenders down the sideline, and just like that, the Chicks have some life, cut it down to a one-score lead.
The sophomore, they've been trying to get him the ball a few times in this one, and he just kind of flipped this ball game. You have to say with that one, Zach Hopke will look to add the extra point, make this a 7-point game. Will Versteeg will be the one to hold. 3:02 to go in the third quarter, and Zeeland East offense busting it open with our biggest offensive play of the game, Jacoby Miller. Hopke. Kick is just good. He was able to just sneak that one over the crossbar. I don't know if a piece of it maybe got tipped, but it's a 14-7 game. Zeeland East right back in the ball game.
Those outnumber humans by like 1,000,000 to 1. So who are you giving your blood to? The humans or the mosquitoes? It's us versus them. And I think they're winning. So donate blood with Versity Blood Center of Michigan today.
Are you having a hard time hearing tonight's game? Hi, I'm Brock Conkle from Michigan Sports Radio, and after putting it off for many years, I decided to contact Miracle Ear and get my hearing tested, and sure enough, had significant hearing loss. The friendly staff at Miracle Ear fitted me with hearing aids, and life is so much more enjoyable being able to hear the things that I've been missing. Go to miracle-ear.com to schedule your free hearing evaluation. There's a location near you.
Is it supposed to rain? Or is that just...
Welcome back to Zeeland. 3:02 to go here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Zeeland East, Chandler, they have completely turned this ball game around as Zach Hopke gets ready to send it away. Kobe Miller, the sophomore, streaking to the end zone off just a nice setup little screenplay, able to break a tackle and go. And just like that, Zeeland East has certainly made this a ball game. Their defense in the same position they were just in, a stop away from having a chance to get right back into it.
After being shut out in the first half, the Chicks offense responding. Now the responsibility falls back on the defense, just as the way we started the second half.
Driver from Hopke will be settled by Hendricks, who just scored that last Zeeland West touchdown. Hendricks loses the football. Zeeland East has got it. It's Hopke. What a change again in this ball game. The kicker winds up with the football, and Zeeland East can tie the game.
Zeeland East defense not going to get a chance to make a play. The special teams unit doing it first, forcing the fumble. A lot of speed on the return, but the football knocked out. Not sure if it got punched out, almost looked like went flying forward right towards the kicker in the middle of the field. And a big swing, even more momentum now for the Chicks. So not only do they score a touchdown on offense, they're going to get the football back right away and in plus territory.
A highly, highly uncharacteristic mistake out of Keaton Hendricks. Normally as sure-handed as it gets with the football. And East will get ready to go to work. Ever since the lights came on, darkness came over here, things have changed a little bit. Again, a 4-wide set for Drenk. And again, they're going to ask the sophomore to gun this one. On the rollout, here comes Marshall Johnson. Drenk got it away. It's intercepted along the sideline. But out of bounds is Mongoon, as he did pick that one off. As it looks like Zeeland East will live to fight another day.
For the first time, we've really saw Drenk extend the play that time. He rolls out to his right, just looking for something down the field. Very close. It looked like he was almost going to step out of bounds at the last second, just threw it away. Kind of a dangerous pass as Zeeland West still able to get their hands on it, but coming down out of bounds and just a second down, the Chicks going to live to fight.
Second down and 10. Walcott in motion. And it's swung to him as he's got it with some speed over the 40-yard line. Third down and short on its way. That's an effective little play right there. Get Walcott some momentum going forward on the swing and let him go to work afterwards. He gets 5 yards on that one, chunking a third down and 5 up to the 39-yard line right here.
I haven't used Walcott a ton as a pass catcher through the first couple weeks of the season, but we've now seen them attempt that very similar swing pass about 3 times. One was dropped, and now a couple completions to him.
Once again, Drenk, the sophomore, will operate out of a 4-wide set. 3rd and 5 here. Very delayed give to Walcott, who's got speed. He's got space. Here goes Walcott inside the 10, racing for the end zone. He'll be down inside the 5-yard line. Walcott just chased out by Hendricks, but Zeeland East a few yards away from tying the football game.
Second time they've run that very unique setup to a little counter play almost, where Walcott turns his back towards the play, and it's an awkward handoff there, but very well designed as the defense flows all that way, and then they're able to cut it back. Walcott gets down inside the 5.
It's almost like a counter draw is the only way to kind of help describe how that play is set up. Like you said, very, very unique, and it works out well with his speed. First and goal, 3-yard line. Zeeland East is in real motion and real progress right here. Quick give to Walcott, trying to stretch the corner. He's got nowhere to go. Marshall Johnson cut him down after Keaton Hendricks cut him off. Second down and goal.
Trying to stretch that one to the outside. Walcott that time unable to do so. Left side of that Ducks defensive line, able to hold the edge, never allow him to turn the corner.
Second and goal, 4-yard line. Inside, 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Zeeland East looking for a quick 14, unanswered. Walcott up the middle. He's going to be just shy once again. Holman and Vanderswag on the stop. It'll be third and goal from the 1-yard line here.
That gave Walcott back-to-back opportunities at it. Back-to-back opportunities here at the goal line. Able to pick up 2 yards there, get it down to the 2. We'll see if they want to go 3 straight, give it to him one more time, or maybe on third down, go to a little different look and could go to a play-action pass.
1:11 to go in the third quarter. Zeeland West got it up to 14-0, and Zeeland East is striking back quickly. A score, a fumble, and nearly another score right here. With some blockers left, Walcott will follow him, head down towards the end zone. It's going to be 4th down and goal. The Zeeland West defense bowing up at the goal line right now. They've got to do it one more time. I would expect Zeeland East to try to get the 7 or the 6, I should say, right here again.
It looks like the offense is going to remain out there. Zeeland West defense on the first 3 downs doing a really nice job collapsing there, shutting down that interior run game. Walcott never really had a chance to even fall or fight forward for that one, brought down right away.
They've been feeding Walcott down here. 21 seconds and less to go. And a 4th down and goal from the 1-yard line. Low snap to Drenk. This is Drenk, and he is shut down in the backfield. Engulfed off a sloppy exchange. Lencioni and Moss right away all over him. Zeeland West pinned 1st and goal from the 3-yard line. They stand up 4 straight plays, and the West defense will hand it back to their offense, still leading.
Really big defensive stand there at the goal line for the Ducks after the turnover on special teams and giving up a score on the last drive. Took it all the way down to the goal line, but stood tall, able to get off the field, staying home on that zone read look. Haven't seen Drenk run it much, but right there keeping it. The defense standing tall, not allowing him to have any momentum, dropping him in the backfield for a big loss.
I think we know 10 seconds to go in the third quarter what our Car Center hit of the game is going to be right there. Albrecht in the offense will go back to work, and right away it's given back to Keaton Hendricks, who's got it up to nearly the 15-yard line. That will end the third quarter. Zeeland East, what an opportunity, but what a stand for Zeeland West. The Ducks lead it into the third quarter break. We'll step aside, be right back here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio and the West Shore Game of the Week.
Sports fans, my name is Ava, and I go to Cityside Middle School, which is just a couple doors down from Coldwell Banker, where my mom, Angela Reed, works. She has been a top-ranked realtor for several years and loves to help people. If you are looking to buy or sell a home in West Michigan, be sure to call my mom, Angela Reed, at 231-730-2274. That is Angela Reed at 231-730-2274. Have a great day.
Fourth and final quarter here from Zeeland West in the Bird Bowl, from Zeeland Stadium and the Bird Bowl. Zeeland West leading Zeeland East 14-7. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer. Moment of the ball game. A fumble on a kickoff return by Keaton Hendricks. Turns it over in plus field position for Zeeland East. A quick play to Eli Walcott. Got him down to 1st and goal from the 3. And the Ducks hold 3 times from inside their own 3-yard line to keep the lead. And now Coach G.O.T.W's offense is going to try to take 12 minutes off the board.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time. They've had a lot of long drives, looking to do so once again right here. If they can take up a bunch of time, drive down the field, and make it a 2-score game, they can do a lot of damage.
Drew Albrecht, the sophomore quarterback, will go back to work with a give here on to Vanderswag, and the 200-pound back is going to have enough to move the chains on that leaner up to nearly the 20-yard line. So West is going to start trying to chunk some clock and chunk the football right here as they keep the lead. And a game that I think for Coach Woodruff and Zeeland East on the whole, a lot of missed opportunities. Rude. If they were to get another chance at Zeeland West, I certainly think they would come at it with a very different mindset because of how much they proved they deserve to be in this game. And frankly, in a lot of ways, Zeeland East kind of outplayed Zeeland West for stretches of this ball game. 1st and 10, 18-yard line here for Albrecht and the West offense. This is Leslie, the first touchdown scorer in the ball game, wrapped up by Stayhauer after a gain of about 3 or 4 on first down there.
That could be such a huge difference on first down when you're picking up 4 or 5 yards as they did right there on the run from Leslie, or the previous drive or early on in the game when the Chicks were holding the first down runs to 1 or 2 yards. Just sets everything up, the down and distance in the Chicks' favor. They can try to get off the field, but right away you get a 4-yard run on first down. It's exactly what the Ducks are looking for.
Zeeland West definitely not leaning away whatsoever from taking their time to get that call in and get plays run as they kill clock on a 2nd and 6 here. This is Leslie, a powerful run right up the middle of the defense to move the chains. West answering with some power right now on this drive. They are, I think, willing to make their intentions very clear on how they want to put this ball game away.
Yeah, I think so, and Leslie's been the power back for them here tonight. Scored from the 5-yard line, has a couple 3rd down conversions. Right there, another tough run right through the heart of the defense, able to pick up another first down.
Moss will come in for Vanderswag here. 10-14 and less to go from the 31-yard line. Back to 2 high safeties right here. For the Chicks, bringing some pressure. Leslie sidestepping and bounced back on his feet after Stayhauer made that hit, who's a little slow to get back to his feet. Leslie is a load to bring down, and so are really all of the backs. That's the one thing about Coach G.O.T.W's team this year is you look at a team like what Unity Christian has or Granville has, they've got some great speed runners this year out of the tee. This is a team that they've got the speed fullback for Zeeland West in Hendricks, and regardless who they have in on the flanking wings of the tee, they can pound the rock. This will be 2nd and 4.
That definitely helps when you've got those prototypes in the backfield that can do a little bit of everything. You've got a nice blend of guys back there that can really diversify your offense.
This is Moss, and he is shut down immediately on one of the first touches of the game for Moss. A guy that normally gets a lot of touches in offensively. It's been a lot more Leslie instead of Moss in this ball game. It's going to be 3rd down and 4, so Zeeland East, after all of that, one more chance here, and with West on their own side of the field, with the way this game's going, this may be a situation where even the Ducks will think about punting it if they don't, get this outside of maybe only a yard away from the marker.
Yeah, you'd have to think if the Ducks can, or the Chicks rather, can come away with a stop right here, you're going to have to force the hand. Likely going to be a punt situation. We'll see how aggressive they want to get here. Have yet to see a pass attempt from Albrecht and the Ducks offense.
3rd down and 4 from their own 37-yard line. Clock is inside, 8:30 to go. This is Vanderswag, shrugged off one tackle, can't shrug off a second. Down he goes. Peyton Davis on the stop. 4th down and 1. Decision time for Coach G.O.T.W, and he is going to get a little bit of an extended chance to think about it with Stayhauer, who got shaken up a play ago, now really shaken up as he's going to have to come off the field. So off the injury timeout, a chance to think about this a little bit more. I don't think it's much of a thought, though, for Coach G.O.T.W. The way they're moving the ball with the powerful offense, they've got a yard to get from their own 40, and right away he'll stick with the offense. Big moment right here. Zeeland East a chance to kind of match what the West offense or defense did just a moment ago and come up with a big stop on 4th down. 8:09 and less to go in this ball game. 14-7, an absolute grinder in the Bird Bowl here this evening. Zeeland West a stop inside their own 5-yard line, setting up this drive. They'll go for it, 4th and 1. Vanderzwag has got the first down. Miller, the final contact. Bing, the first contact, along with Davis, and the chain mover, the 45-yard line.
Yeah, just needed 1 yard. Vanderzwag able to pick up 5 right there and pretty easily got through the line of scrimmage, easily able to fight forward for those extra couple yards, but got just enough on 3rd down to make that a pretty easy call for Coach G.O.T.W to go for it, and he gets rewarded. The offense going to be able to kill some more time.
They are going to find their way after this play to over 5 minutes killed on this drive. From their own 45-yard line, leading by a score, Coach G.O.T.W's team with a backup sophomore quarterback and Drew Albrecht back to work. Albrecht will keep it on the bootleg. Davis was the first in to help corral him. It's only a yard. Second time we've seen the ball stay with the sophomore, and Albrecht really not able to get too much out of it. That's the number one thing that changes when you lose the speedy and super athletic Sloothaak from that quarterback position. Coach G.O.T.W talked to us in the pregame show. They're a little bit of a more quarterback run-oriented T offense, especially this year. That is something that's been missing from the explosiveness of this attack tonight.
Yeah, it sure is. And you've got Sloothaak and a guy that can really run the football at the quarterback position. Just that much more the defense has to worry about, and another element they have to be prepared for. Haven't seen as much of that here tonight from Albrecht.
2nd down and 9 from their own 46. We're inside 6.5 minutes to go in the ball game. A busting run to the 40-yard line by Jonah Leslie this time. 6.5 minutes to go as Leslie, normally more of a power back, able to use a little bit of speed there. He found that one little crease and away he went.
Another nice gain, 14 yards on that one. He's averaging just about 7 yards a carry on the night. Just about 70 yards. He's got 68 right now after that one.
Moss will come in for Leslie here. 6 minutes gone. They've killed half the 4th quarter, and they're only up to the 40. They might actually be on pace to do this right now, Chandler. 14-7 Zeeland West. They're trying to just kill the whole clock in the 4th quarter on this one drive. What a classic Zeeland East, Zeeland West game this one has been. Physical, bad blood, both teams trying to come up with big plays and be able to make the win happen on the margins. Here goes Hendricks, busting free again with speed and just shoestring down to the 20-yard line. Hendricks nearly busted another one right there before a still hobbled Will Stayhauer made the stop.
Broke through a couple arm tackles, Hendricks did in the middle of the field. Looked like he was going to have the burst enough to break away from the defense a couple times. The Chicks just able to bring him down, but another big run from Hendricks, and you see the speed right there in the middle of the field.
Once Hendricks starts running like that, that's when this offense really hits its top level. 5:20 to go, and a touchdown lead here. Zeeland West will continue to roll the ball, roll the clock here. 2 high safeties against the power T. Vanderzwag will drag his way for a couple there on 1st down. That's all they can ask for, 3 or 4 yards of play. That's always, of course, true of the T, but especially right now, 3 on 1st down, 3 yards of play, I should say, is going to be about perfect. I have to say, for where you have to be when it's all said and done here.
Yeah, for sure they would take the score if they get it right here, but at the same time, they get to keep possession of the football, and if you're getting 4 or 5 yards a carry at worst, keep your offense on the field. You feel pretty good about that as well.
4.5 minutes to go, 14-7. Zeeland West has had the entire 4th quarter plus 1 play in the 3rd dedicated to this drive. They have been absolutely grinding things right here, trying to put the ball game away. Albrecht will give to Leslie. Shakes his way inside the 10-yard line, and the second push will get his way nearly to the 5, and he'll have enough for the 1st down. 8-yard line, the mark, as Zeeland West will have it inside 4 minutes by the time they run this next play. Zeeland East has 3 timeouts. At what point, I wondered, you start thinking about using them if you're Coach Woodruff?
Yeah, it has to start to come into consideration a little bit. I think if you get a stop or 2 here, you maybe consider. The problem is Ducks likely already in field goal range if they were to even get down to a 4th down situation, which would make it a 2-score game.
have an official timeout on the field. 3:51 to go. There was some sort of medical situation. I think it was with potentially one of the backups on the Zeeland East sideline that they had brought the cart out for a moment ago, by the way, is we've got one of the East players. I think, is that Stayhauer potentially that is being forced, or maybe Delos? I think it's Stayhauer that's going to be coming off the field at the end of that play. So 1st and goal, 8-yard line, Zeeland West back to work, 3:50 and less to go. Drew Albrecht, the sophomore, trying to fill the big shoes of Trey Sloothaak and win the Bird Bowl in his first start as a sophomore. They're 8 yards away from being in very, very good position to do just that. And now Albrecht looks back to the sideline as Coach Shillito will burn his second timeout of this second half. 3.5 minutes to go, Chandler, as we get that much closer to the end of this ball game. Pinnacle Heating and Cooling wants to know, how old is your system? Watch for signs like cold spots in your home, frequent repairs, or poor temperature control. A new Bryant system might need to be in your future. Reach out today. Pinnacle Heating and Cooling and Bryant, whatever it takes. Serving West Michigan for 25 years at pinnacleheat.com or call them at 616-896-7466. Royal Technologies is one of the largest employers in Hudsonville and is a premier plastic injection molding company employing over 1,200 employees. Royal offers many benefits such as weekly pay, insurance after 30 days, and quarterly bonuses, and even an on-site gym. And they're always closed on Sundays. If you're considering a career change, we invite you to crown your future with Royal Technologies. All right, Zeeland West out of the timeout. 3.5 to go. 1st and goal, 8-yard line, CT.
It's still 1st and goal here. 36-14 in the third quarter. Unity in the lead. We'll see Unity next week against the Ducks.
Albrecht with Hendricks in the middle of Leslie and Vanderswag looking to cap a drive and maybe cap a win here in the Bird Bowl. Every example of this game since 2018 have gone to the Ducks, and it's a 2-score lead. The second of the game for Keaton Hendricks. The senior finds his way into the end zone again, and West has just about put it away.
A fantastic drive, exactly what the Ducks were looking for. 7.5 minutes off the clock, able to drive the length of the field, punch it in, make it a 2-score lead, and kill a bunch of time. Really nice drive from the Ducks.
Couple interesting scores. Unity Christian up over Forest Hill Central. Muskegon only up 1 score in a kind of close one against Forest Hills Northern. A couple games that some on Michigan Sports Radio, some not this evening. 3:28 to go. 20-7 Zeeland West. The Ducks will go for 2 and try to make this a 15-point lead. Albrecht off the delay. He'll throw for the first time. Wide open. Hauled in, secured nicely by Vanderswag. 22-7 Zeeland West with 3.5 to go. A master class of what will probably be a final offensive drive of the game for the Ducks. We'll be right back.
Looking to secure your property with a high-quality fence from a top-rated fencing company? With limitless options and quality fencing materials, Superior Fence and Rail is West Michigan's premier fence installation company. Veteran and locally owned, we're honored to support the West Michigan community and their sports programs. To learn more, visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com or give us a call. Superior Fence and Rail, protecting what matters.
I don't know. It's no one like him. Welcome back to Zeeland Stadium. 3.5 minutes to go. A 22-7 lead. A big one that ends in Keaton Hendricks' second TD rush of the ball game. And this will be a pooch kick on its way, and field position will start at the 35-yard line as Isaiah Strom was the up man to secure that one. So here we go. Zeeland East offense. They've been striking a lot quicker in this second half. The problem is the drive they didn't strike on in the last one. They kind of set up this position they're now in, down a couple of scores.
Yeah, they able to get a long touchdown on their one drive where they were able to score. A little screen pass, breaks for 50-plus yards, and then stopped at the goal line the following possession. Now working against the clock, 3.5 minutes. They do have the 3 timeouts remaining. likely going to have to come up with another big play here, a shot down the field in order to try to get back in this one.
Again, Drenk will spread the field. Eli Walcott, the senior tailback, will go in motion. They've thrown him out of this look a couple of times. Drenk will stand. He'll look deep. He's looking for Miller again. Got it. The sophomore breaking to the 20, spinning to the 15. Here goes Miller inside the 10-yard line. Electric play again from the sophomore. Skaggs makes the stop, but Zeeland East in business now. 3:18 to go.
First time the Chicks have been able to connect on one of those vertical throws down the field. That time just threw it up to Miller, led him just enough, and the big body receiver able to bring that one in. And just like that, the Chicks inside the red zone.
What a huge play there by Kobe Miller. And they'll work quickly. 3 minutes to go in the ball game. Zeeland East might have a chance to get it back down to a one-score game. Here's Drenk, the sophomore, firing to Miller. Sophomore to sophomore connection. Lencioni helps stand him up 1 yard shy of the first down. Second and goal from inside the 1. This has been Zeeland West specialty. CT is somehow standing tall right at the goal line.
Yeah, right in the exact same situation where they held up on the previous drive. Zeeland East going to look to try to punch it in here, but also trying to work with some tempo as seconds running off the clock.
2.5 minutes to go. Walcott in the backfield, and again, they will stay 4 wide here down at the 1 yard line. Drenk will throw. Pressure's coming, lobs to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Zeeland East. It's Boonstra this time, putting the Chicks back within a score.
Well, the Chicks offense needed to strike quickly, and they did just that. Just over a minute off the game clock, down the field, into the end zone. Have a chance to make this a one-score game here with 3 timeouts remaining. Allow their defense to try to come up with a stop.
I mean, they scored quick enough. I was, about to talk about is this an onside kick situation, but I think they scored fast enough where they may be able to play it straight up, like you said, and be able to trust that defense with the timeouts that they have remaining. So Hopke looked to add the extra point. They will be adding the extra point here. They will not go for the 2-point conversion right away. Hopke right leg through the ball, blocked. It's Holman off the edge. And that one could be an absolute backbreaker when you consider the math on this ball game. Holman will keep it a couple of score game with the biggest kick block he's had in the sophomore's career. We'll step aside, be right back here from the Bird Bowl.
Take a look. As I mentioned over the phone, wear and tear.
Oh man, they're never gonna buy this thing. Wear and tear? Well, there's the coffee stain on the seat. It needs new brakes. All 4 wheels squeak. The passenger door doesn't even have a handle. Not to mention that one time I went to my uncle's farm and backed up into a truck full of shit.
Should about cover it. You're all set.
Oh.
Don't overthink it. Seller to Weller.
Welcome back, 22-13. A game right now being won on the margins by Zeeland West to extend things a bit more. They got a 2-point conversion last time. The Chicks had that last kick just blocked by Holman. Coach Shillito has got his hands unit crowding up a little bit as he expects the potential onside kick coming from Hopke and the Chicks here. And that is exactly what it is, and it is very nicely fielded right at midfield. As that was Caden Walker that was able to snag it at midfield. 2:22 to go. West takes over. 3 timeouts remaining for the Chicks, but a first down here can effectively end this ball game as it is a 2-score game once again on the margins.
Yeah, I just can't overstate how big that blocked extra point was and how that changes the end of this game and the way it likely would have played out if they get the extra point, 8-point game. Got just a 1-score difference right there. Zeeland East could kick this away, try to let their defense get off the field with 3 timeouts, but down 9 points in 2 scores, almost forced to kick the onside. They don't get it. Now Zeeland West, first down to 2 away from ending this one.
They get to start at midfield as well, so they, of course, they've always got a little bit of quick strike in this offense, and they could really put things away if they're able to do just that. This is Keaton Hendricks. He's the quick strike guy, and he's striking right away to the 30-yard line and more. Hendricks on his feet. He's gone. Out of the pile. Touchdown. Keaton Hendricks, 3rd of the game. My goodness, what a run.
Well, he had a bit of a slow first half, just 20 yards at the break, but he has really turned on here in the second half. A bunch of big runs right there, striking from 50 yards out. Another touchdown for Hendricks.
Wow. That one was impressive, the way he burst out of it. Zeeland West has fully put it away now. 28-13 Ducks as Hendricks strikes again. The fourth time he's found the end zone, one came back as well, so he certainly in this second half has really got things going. The Ducks will go for 2, and they will really look to ice this one away that much more here. Albrecht off the fake. The sophomore will throw again, and that one is over the head of Vanderswag and incomplete, but the lead is 15, and Zeeland West is on the precipice of another Bird Bowl win, a 4-0 start, and a potential really interesting meeting back on game night next Friday night when they travel to a likely also unbeaten, based on the way things are going, Unity Christian squad. 2:13 to go in this ball game, and right now all Zeeland West down the stretch of this second half. What has been a game that was probably up for grabs more than we were maybe expecting to some extent, but Coach G.O.T.W and West has proven why this is a championship team, certainly down the stretch. So Lucas Smith will get ready to put it away, send it away for maybe the final time in this ball game with just over 2 minutes to go. Smith will strike this one on down, and it will find its way out of bounds just in front of Jack Campice. Now, interestingly, it does remain a 2-score game, even after that last score. So Zeeland East is certainly still with 2:13 to go, and they'll need a score, an onside, and a score again. But despite the touchdown, it maybe wasn't as much of a fully icing play with the missed 2-point conversion as what it may have seemed.
Yeah, for sure. I think that missed 2-point kind of sets things up where you really didn't lose a whole lot on that touchdown. Get your offense back on the field. You need to do exactly what you did last time. Score in a few plays here pretty quickly. Leave yourself some time, but the potential, if you can score there, to set yourselves right up in the exact same position you were in right now.
The Drenk to Miller sophomore connection, certainly something to watch right here. Walcott will go in motion, and Will Drenk will go to work on the screen. Able to find Rotman, but he gets shook up after a gain of about 3 right there on first down. Mostyn Johnson over top of him on the stop. We go inside 2 minutes to go, as East is going to have to keep this offense moving a little bit as they try to set up that little wide receiver mid-screen again. 4 wide set. It's for Steg, isolated right, and it's the man of the hour, Kobe Miller, all the way out wide on the left-hand side. Here comes the pressure. Drenk off his back foot, nearly intercepted by Moncoon. It'll be 3rd down and 6 with 1:41 to go.
Drenk wanted to extend that one further to the left and roll out, allow his receivers some more time to develop the routes down the field, but pressure in his face from that way, had to just lean on that back foot and try to chuck it and find someone down there. Almost threw an interception, but that one going to hit the turf.
Minute 41 to go. Got to be impressed, though, by the play of the sophomore, Drenk, in this game and what he's been asked to do down the stretch and really step into a role that he really hasn't been put in a lot of cases so far this season. He'll spread it 4 wide on 3rd and 6. A minute 41 to go in a 2-score deficit. Rotman will go in motion. And a penalty marker. And that's, I believe, going to be on Rotman on that motion turn in the corner. So turn 3rd and 6 into 3rd and 11.
That timing just off there is the jet motion across, and then the timing off is the snap count. A little bit behind what Rotman was running as he was going to turn that one upfield and kind of set him back 5 yards for the 3rd down attempt.
There are some teams in the NFL that love to run that, and they manage to always get the head start and it doesn't get called. But they do call that at this level of the sport. 1:40 to go, and a 28-13 Zeeland West lead, as they're looking to take yet another Bird Bowl victory here in this one. They've won them all since 2018, and they've been really dominant. This is the least points they've scored, though, since that marker. Drenk in the flat has got Miller, and here goes the speedy sophomore again into plus territory and out of bounds to the 45-yard line. If nothing else, the speed and the size, I believe Coach Woodruff has found something. This connection from sophomore to sophomore with Kobe Miller, he has really impressed me.
Yeah, they've been a really good connection here tonight, and they've really got things going in the second half, and Miller able to make some plays once he's got the football in his hands. I think they'll continue to lean on them. They've figured that out. They can have that the rest of the season to know that that can be a serious weapon.
There is a penalty marker down from around where he turned it up. So let's see if this one maybe is coming back. And I believe Zeeland East believes it's coming back. 1.5 minutes to go, plus 3 seconds. As this penalty is about to take that gainer from Miller off the board. But, you know, Zeeland East, despite what is looking like a loss tonight, they impressed me. They made a statement tonight. This is a game that, as a blindside block is going to be the call. So that's a 15-yard penalty. But the point I was making is a game that a lot of the experts, and I think for good reason, had Zeeland West, maybe one of the top 2 or 3 teams for sure in West Michigan, a state championship contender, being able to run away with this football game. Zeeland East was right in it, and they lost a game that many thought that they were maybe not going to be overly competitive in. They completely lost this game on small mistakes in the margins, which is, I think, a good statement. And who knows, you know, the next time they get a chance against a team the caliber of Zeeland West, Drenk will create some time right here and direct some traffic. And he's unable to find Walcott. They were communicating that whole time on that play, but unable to get things drawn up. A little bit of kind of a backyard football play right there. Just doesn't work out. It's 4th and 15.
Initially, Walcott ran that swing route that they've found him on a couple different times. Then as Drenk was just trying to make something happen, was pointing him which direction to go, trying to tell him to go upfield, trying to get a little extra yardage on that one. But the Ducks did a pretty good job of keeping their eye on him, not allowing very much space down the field.
Minute 25 remaining in this one. What a crowd, what an environment. First time I've been to a Bird Bowl game, and this has been a lot of fun to get to cover, and a heck of a football game as well. Drenk will go to work, and down he goes. That will close your football game. Zeeland West will take it back over. Marshall Johnson, Isaac Vanderswag in the middle of it, along with Smyers. I think it'll be Smyers that will be the one that gets credited with the final sack. And that'll put it away. It's going to be a West win, but a good statement made by Zeeland East regardless as well, but also a statement by Zeeland West. A game that with a backup quarterback, we cannot overstress that again, losing Trey Sloothaak tonight. But with a backup quarterback, Zeeland West made a statement the way that they won this game despite a lot of things not going their way.
Yeah, for sure. I think both teams feel like they've got some positives they can take away from this one from Zeeland West. Still able to score 28 points, beat your rival here, and even with your backup quarterback in for Zeeland East, yeah, you played a really tough game, kept it just a couple scores, were in it pretty much till the end, and I think both teams have some things that they can take away moving forward.
Just a couple knees away from the win. It'll be a 4-0 start for Zeeland West. Again, the plan with MGN and Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Make sure you follow us again at MI Game Night for more information on exactly where we're going to be. We're going to be right back with the Ducks next week as they travel to Hudsonville and we'll take on Unity Christian. Working out details if that's going to be Radio Plus or video coverage, so stay tuned on that at least. But we'll have coverage there for what will be a really good game. Matt Geika comes back as well next week for Zeeland East coverage here at home. So both Zeeland teams going to be covered on Michigan Sports Radio next week. That is the final kneel, and that's a Bird Bowl win for Zeeland West. They had to grind this one out, CT. When it's all said and done, Zeeland East put up a heck of a fight in this ball game. 28-13 on the margin. Zeeland West goes to 4-0.
Yeah, able to do just enough. Able to come up with a goal line stand when they really needed. That kind of flipped the game. Zeeland East had all the momentum, an opportunity to tie the football game up. The Ducks able to stand strong, get their offense back out on the field and build up a lead, eventually able to hold on.
All right, we've got a lot to get to here in our MGN Shop postgame show. Highlights, stats, and much, much more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Zeeland West able to get it done. The Ducks go 4-0. They win the Bird Bowl. Zeeland East will fall to 2-2 on the season after a really good effort against one of the area's top teams in this classic West Michigan rivalry. We'll be right back.
Do you have a distressed home you'd like to sell? Did you inherit a home you'd like to move on from with ease? Are you a tired landlord and it's just time? For Real buys and sells as-is homes with a mission to create real estate upside for everyone. We're fast, fair, for real. Call or visit For Real today for your free 15-minute consultation. 616-816-2028.
167 horsepower, candy red, 8 cylinders of freedom. And to think, he only let me drive it once. I've never considered myself to be a lucky man. That would be Dad. He didn't know a thing about cars, couldn't tell a hatchback from a quarterback, but somehow his just kept going and going and going and going. Turns out Dad wasn't lucky. He just knew where to look.
Looking to secure your property with a high-quality fence from a top-rated fencing company? With limitless options and quality fencing materials, Superior Fence and Rail is West Michigan's premier fence installation company. Veteran and locally owned, we're honored to support the West Michigan community and their sports programs. To learn more, visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com or give us a call. Superior Fence and Rail, protecting what matters.
Car Center is an automotive collision repair company with multiple shops throughout West Michigan.
Our goal is simple, to bring hospitality to the collision repair industry.
You can find us online at carcentermi.com to find the location nearest to you. Because at Car Center, fixing cars is our job.
But helping people, that's our business.
Have you ever thought about a career in metal manufacturing? Today, careers in robotics, product development, engineering, and IT are just some of the few of the outstanding careers available. There are hundreds of businesses in West Michigan looking for people just like you and are willing to provide the training you need. Go to youarehired.pma.org or click on the PMA logo on the Michigan Sports Radio homepage. There's an opportunity for a lifelong career, and it's in your hands.
Welcome back to Zeeland Stadium and the MGN Shop post-game show. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, 28-13, Zeeland West over Zeeland East. A really good one when it's all said and done, a two-score game, but I think a final score that was even a little bit inflated from how this one was really played from start to finish. Chandler, a good effort by Zeeland East to stay in this game against one of the area's absolute best. I'll hand it to you for some stats, and we'll take a look at some highlights here.
All right, we'll start with the Chicks. Through the air, Drenk had 17 completions for 192 yards. Split that up. Miller had 128, Versteeg 36, Rotman with 12, Walcott 14, Boonstra with 1 yard, and Bing with 1 yard. On the ground, Walcott 17 carries for 103 yards, had just 4 carries in the second half. For the Ducks, all their damage on the ground. Did not complete a pass outside of the 2-point conversions. Vanderswag had 19 carries, 119 yards. Hendricks 10 for 138. Leslie 11 for 76. Moss, 2 carries for 4 yards, and Albrecht ended up with 4 carries for 1 yard.
All right, let's take a look at some scoring and some highlights from that first half. First off, only 1 score in the first half. Leslie from 5 yards out, the only score that we saw in that entire first half. We then had some back and forth. First, Caden Hendricks had a score that came off the board, and then Hendricks scored for sure to put Zeeland West up a couple of scores early in the third quarter. It has been only Zeeland West with the ball in this half, and this is Hendricks again. There aren't flags on this one. Touchdown, Zeeland West. Keaton Hendricks with speed, and with the second score of the game for Zeeland West. But Zeeland East, I should say, they had an answer, and they have maybe found a little bit of a star in their sophomore receiver. It was sophomore to sophomore, Drenk to Miller, 54 yards to answer right back right here. Loves to work with a couple of tight ends normally with the field spread. This is Miller off the screen. He's got the first down, and he's breaking the other way. The sophomore down the sideline and gone. Touchdown, Zeeland East, Kobe Miller. Then a lot happened. There was a kickoff return fumble from Hendricks, a stuff at the goal line. Zeeland West was able to take the ball back over, then matriculated their way down the field, and Keaton Hendricks came up with this big score to put the team back up by 2 scores, and ultimately what will wind up being your winning score in this ball game. Every example of this game since 2018 have gone to the Ducks, and it's a 2-score lead. The second of the game for Keaton Hendricks. The senior finds his way into the end zone again, and Zeeland East then down 2 scores, were able to find their way down the field, and it was this deep shot to Kobe Miller that would eventually set up a touchdown a couple of plays later from Drenk to Boonstra, but once again it was Miller making the big play right here. Breaking to the 20, spinning to the 15. Here goes Miller inside the 10-yard line. Electric play again from the sophomore. Skaggs makes the stop, but Zeeland East in business now, 3:18 to go.
For First time the Chicks.
Again, that play set up this, which looked like it was going to get it down to a one-score game, but the extra point was blocked by Holman. But before that, it was Drenk to Boonstra from a yard out with 2.5 minutes to go. Wide here, down at the 1-yard line. Drenk will throw. Pressure's coming, lobs to the end zone, caught, touchdown, Zeeland East. It's Boonstra this time, putting the Chicks back. And then Keaton Hendricks put it away. We're able to do just that. This is Keaton Hendricks. He's the quick strike guy, and he's striking right away to the 30-yard line and more. Hendricks on his feet. He's gone. Out of the pile. Touchdown. Keaton Hendricks, third of the game. My goodness, what a run. It all adds up to 28-13, your final. We're going to step aside, be right back here on the MGN Shop postgame show. When we come back, we're going to hand out some awards, and we're going to take a look at what's coming up next week on MGN, both in terms of podcasting content and next week, as we'll be back on the road, back with another Zeeland West game as they travel to Unity Christian at Hudsonville. Don't go anywhere. Be right back here on Game Night.
We are Centennial Securities,
an independent firm with a team of committed professionals
who strive to exceed our clients' expectations by giving outstanding service.
We're proud to be part of our community where we live and work.
Gear up this season with the MGN Shop, featuring everything from t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, and outerwear, to water bottles, stickers, and other accessories that help show off your style and your support of Game Night, the Granville Bulldogs, and more. To shop, click on the Shop Merch tab at the top of MichiganGameNight.com and browse nearly 50 items. And be sure to check in frequently as new items are added throughout the season. That's the MGN Shop through MichiganGameNight.com.
Upgrade to Music Jams Premium to get uninterrupted listening on all your favorite tunes. Click here to start your 7-day free trial.
If it's important, it's not worth compromising. Which is why with Farmers, you don't have to compromise quality to get great savings on your insurance. I got this.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Game Night is presented in part by Farmers Insurance, Bennett Center Agency, for all auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a center can do for you. All right, welcome back. Nate Dreyer, Chandler Timmer, here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. 28-13, Zeeland West over Zeeland East, CT. And a good one for sure. Let's hand out some awards from this game. Let's start with the Carr Center hit of the game, and there's really only one play. 4th and goal, 1-yard line. A zone read play. Will Drenk got swamped in the backfield by the Ducks. And in the end, that kind of wound up being the turning, changing, winning moment in a lot of ways in this ball game. And it certainly earns their Carr Center hit of the game of 4th down stuff from the entire Zeeland West front line.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely huge swing in this game. The Chicks' opportunity to try to tie the football game up, steal basically all the momentum. They go to the zone read look, and the quarterback keeper, but ends up in a loss of -5 yards there, and going backwards on what was trying to be a goal line 1-yard run for the game-tying touchdown, but a really big play there from the Ducks to stand tall.
Our player of the game presented by the Sinner Agency, Farmers Insurance, Bennett Sinner Agency in Wyoming, for auto, home, specialty, life, and commercial insurance. See what a Sinner can do for you. 616-980-4949. We're so excited to have Bennett on with us this year and presenting our pregame show, our A-frame sign outside at the stadium, and as well our player of the game award. Keaton Hendricks, In the end, a slow start like you mentioned, but 3 touchdowns, 4 if you count the one that didn't count, but 3 touchdowns in the second half, and he certainly was the one that helped completely put this one away with his explosive run. It was the power run game that was so critical, but it was the explosiveness of Hendricks that wound up being the difference.
Yeah, he was bottled up almost the entirety of the first half, just had 20 yards, but really took over in the third and fourth quarters, had a couple of those big runs that he's been known for the last couple weeks, and then putting up some big yardage numbers, finished with 138 yards on just 10 carries, and a bunch of big ones there in the second half.
Our play of the game is presented by Centennial Securities. Centennial Securities is focused on offering our clients the best investment products, services, and advice. They provide recommendations and customized investment solutions specifically designed and customized for you and your unique goals. Learn more at centennialsec.com. A lot of options of stuff to go on, a couple others along the way, but I think it was this icing run, 50 yards from Keaton Hendricks, that is going to earn our Centennial Securities play of the game. We're able to do just that. This is Keaton Hendricks. He's the quick strike guy, and he's striking right away to the 30-yard line and more. Hendricks on his feet. He's gone. Out of the pile. Touchdown. Keaton Hendricks, third of the game. My goodness, what a run. All right, that'll do it. Zeeland West, a winner in the Bird Bowl here on Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Our first West Shore game of the week of the year. We have another one coming up next week, and again, the plan is another Zeeland West game. We're going to travel to Hudsonville, where they take on Unity Christian, who's up big over Forest Hill Central. A game that I was going to say might help determine the OK Gold, but South Christian hanging out there and everyone else as well. Zeeland East is going to beat someone, I think. I think Zeeland East is going to mess up someone's life at the top of this conference as well, based on what we saw tonight and some of the weapons that they certainly had coming to the forefront. But, I mean, next week, we'll have start of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Dog Pod, as Granville's in a battle for their life right now, by the way, with Jenison. But we'll have a new Dog Pod to break that down, look ahead as well for the Bulldogs. We'll have a new Behind the Call to help preview our West Shore game of the week, and then, of course, coverage either radio plus or video. We're working on figuring out exactly what it's going to be next week at Hudsonville for that game. But, Chandler, I guess let's talk about it. Zeeland West, Unity Christian. T versus T. This is as good as these two teams have looked. I frankly think these might both be teams that have a chance to win their respective state championships. Yeah. People, I think, really overlooked Unity Christian. They were injured last year. They bring back a lot of explosive guys. Jack DeHoop came in at quarterback after some experience late last year. He's really good. This might be the game of the year, and it might take 45 minutes.
It might. Should be another quick one with the two offenses that they run there. And yeah, a lot of run the football from this T offense. But I think two programs that have just had a ton of success in the recent history. As you mentioned, Unity, a tough end of the season last year, but that doesn't take away from everything that Coach Tibby's done and then what Unity Christian's been for a while. And, of course, got to see it all night long. Coach Shillito looks like he's got a really solid Zeeland West squad here again, and really curious to see what that's going to look like, those two teams fighting it out next week.
Absolutely. Chandler Timmer, Nate Dreyer. As always, thanks for tuning in to Game Night on Michigan Sports Radio. Your final, Zeeland West 28, Zeeland East 13. The Ducks go to 4-0 on the season. They take on Unity Christian next week, 2-2. We'll see what Zeeland East has got coming up. Both teams are back in action on Michigan Sports Radio next week, so make sure you check that out. For the Bennett Center Farmers Insurance Agency, Centennial Securities, our presenting sponsors at Game Night, and all of our great partners at Michigan Sports Radio. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you all next week, Tuesday, Wednesday podcasts, and back on the air for Unity Christian and Zeeland West next Friday on our second West Shore Game of the Week of the season.